The show must go on. The show must go on. It is what it is. Hold on. Let's put Cat back in his position. Everything is kosher. I think Why are you a listener? Invite the speaker. All right. I sent it, Cat. There you go.
Can you hear me? It should work.
Yep. All right. I'm not sure what happened, but it is what it is. We're going to start off where we left off. Let's go to Jay first and then go to Elon or whoever the hell you want to talk to, my friend.
All right, Jay's coming up right now, and then Elon, you're up next. You heard the man. So you're after Elon, you're right after Jay. Jay's back up. Elon, you're right afterwards. Then I'm going to go with Ace.
All right, Jay. So again, topic at hand is no one's, trying to debate if God is real. God is real. We are debating here, is there any proof that he is benevolent? And if you believe there is, and here's your opportunity to lay your facts down.
Okay, Gary. Gary, listen, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, Gary, listen. If we get reincarnations, is that not the benevolence?
What do you mean? If this is a prison, then it's just keeping us in this prison. I mean, let's face it. Earth is heaven for. If there's 7 billion people on the planet, I'd say Earth is heaven for maybe 500 million people, and it's pretty much hell for about 2 billion, 2.5. So a lot more people in hell here than in heaven.
But what about the chance?
So you get reincarnated into hell. I mean, imagine this. The hell with America. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about poor people in America because even they have cars and TVs and showers. Let's go to Mongolia. Let's go to some of those East African countries, like Zaire or Ghana. People are living in real poverty. They're not thinking about, I got to go to college or I got to get enough money to, send my kids here, got to make the mortgage. Man, these are thinking about when they're going to get water to live tomorrow.
Wait, so what you're saying is there are no reincarnations in the lower dimensions?
I didn't say people can't get demoted. Maybe even people go from third to second if they fail, but I believe second would be where insects are at. Third might actually be animals and humans. Maybe animals on a different frequency, but insects are definitely second degree because they have a hive mind. Anything with a hive mind isn't evolved enough to be an individual. So, bees, insects, they have antennas, hive mind.
Okay, so do you think you can go through reincarnations in the higher dimensions?
I'm not there. I don't know. I don't know what game. I don't know. I would hope that the fourth dimension would be more of a freedom, more of a benevolent leadership in charge, but I can't assure it because I'm not there.
Hold on. Who do you think that God is?
I have no idea. I know I'm thinking there's like a big boss at every level, and we're in the third level, and this motherfucker's a straight up criminal.
Okay. So listen, I'll agree. In times of my life, at certain places, it feels like there's gatekeepers. I get that. But what about
we're way past gatekeepers. I'm a gatekeeper. We're way past gatekeepers. Okay,
we're
talking
an earthly gatekeeper. I'm talking about like on psychedelics. Like when I try and push the limits, there's like a gatekeeper.
I mean,
can't go any higher.
I mean, depending on what your frequency is. I can tell you this, master numbers tend to have a lot more of those little invaluable things put together than the rest. I'm trying to say a lot without saying anything. Smart people will figure it out. All right, my friend.
All
All right,
right.
let's
All
move
So
right. I
on.
think
We gotta
that
move on, man. We gotta move on. You gotta be
we've
interesting. You gotta be interesting. If you're putting people to sleep, I'm gonna move from you. And I'm gonna make this abundantly clear. If you're a GG33 member, I might give you a little bit more time, but I'm still gonna move from you because you have to understand. If I'm talking, I can keep talking. I can keep going. Cat's the only one I need to go back and forth with because sometimes I need someone else to dribble the ball for a little bit. But I can do this myself. I don't need to go back and forth with questions. I'm basically want to get people involved because it's an 11 day, and I basically figure we'll get some fucking emotion in a positive direction. So let's go to King Nobel. What's up, man?
Yo, what up, Gary? I've been waiting to talk about this topic. So, I missed the
Bring it.
beginning, but I heard the part where you were talking about if God is benevolent or not. And I think
Yeah.
he is benevolent because
Proof.
even though we go through hardships, God just wants the best for us. And how else do we learn without the hardships and the mistakes? Like, life would be boring without it, We need that
Oh,
adventure aspect to
life
it.
life would be boring is not a valid argument, but I do understand what you're saying. As for going through struggle to get stronger, when you go to the gym and you bench, if you do a lot of bench presses, don't you get stronger?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just part of the way the matrix works. The more resistance you have against you, the stronger you get in that capacity. I've had people coming at me, basically talking shit about me for 20 years. Some of these people actually could debate. I had to learn how to debate. I had to take some beatings in my life 15, 20 years ago to actually get to this level where I can articulate myself to a point where most people can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Not only to that point, but where I can persuade people to change their minds. Because there's nothing more satisfying than having someone say, you know what, you were right.
So, couldn't you say God put those people in front of you for those debates so you could learn?
I
Because
mean,
he's benevolent and he loves you.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this. 100 years ago, if we would have saw an airplane, we would have said, "Oh my God, UFO, flying saucers." Now we can explain that because we can build it ourselves. So if this is one of those things where, okay, we can't explain it yet because our technology isn't there, that's not a valid argument either.
Well, we've never been able to explain God.
Well, we haven't been able to explain it to this point. There might be a point in history where we have enough education that we might actually understand where the whole source comes from. I mean, I believe that there's something called the ether, and some people are and that's the source that people are connected to. That sometimes they can get information from that. Now, in the future, they might be able to validate that with actual evidence. Right now, it's just me and speculation because of the information I have in the life I lived. So yeah, we will be able to say, okay, this is God, or this is whatever is running this entity at some point. But we're a good long way away from that right now.
So what you're saying is you're looking for the proof behind it.
I'm listen.
I feel you.
When it comes down to numerology, I was the biggest skeptic. I need proof. I need fucking proof. And why am I so good at this? Because I was the biggest skeptic in the world. So I had to prove to myself. And now I got an argument for every skepticism I had. So no matter what someone comes at me with, I already know that. I already know that fighting style. You understand what I'm trying to say? No matter
Yeah, I
how
get
someone
you.
comes at me, I know it. So I need evidence. I'm not debating God. I'm not debating he's almighty, he's all powerful. I'm not debating that I'm nothing compared to whatever that deity is, as is everyone else. What I am asking is, give me proof this deity is benevolent. And I have not heard anyone give me any substantial. All I hear is hearsay. All I say, well, what about this? Or what Rogan calls whataboutism. That's all I hear about it. I need proof. I'll give you proof. I believe 11 life paths are great athletes. Proof. Michael Jordan's an 11. Proof. Kobe's an 11. You see how this works? I
Yeah.
believe 11s are charismatic. Ronald Reagan was an 11. Barack Obama is an 11. You know, most of the people running for politics on the Republican and Democratic side were 11s. There's evidence. There is actual proof. So until someone gives me the same type of proof that God is benevolent, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, that makes sense. Have you ever had that moment though, where you almost got in a car accident or something, or had like that close to death moment, and you're like, okay, that was God.
How do you know it wasn't something else?
I mean, that's true too. I mean, your point
you,
makes sense. I totally respect your point. That makes sense.
you know, you just have to make it make sense. That's and if an atheist wants to come up here and tell me I'm wrong and there's no God, you're welcome to do that as well. Anyways, my friend, it was good talking to you. Let's Kat, who you want to go to next?
Hell yeah, catch you, G.
All right, up next we're gonna go with Ace. Ace, go ahead.
Yo, what's going on?
Come strong, brother.
What's up, man?
Good. I just wanted to clarify, just like, again, this could be like really good advice. So in your opinion, Gary, we really shouldn't be like, we're like programmed to like, thank God, oh God, protect my child. And you think you're doing something good, like, praying. But is that,
I don't do any of that stuff. As a matter of fact, if anyone tries to get my kids to do anything like that, there's issues.
okay.
You know, I'm not having it, because this is the way I look at the situation. I look at this God, this matrix, or whoever's in charge of this realm. They might not be the definition of evil, but they're like a Loki. They ain't doing anything to fucking help you. Okay, they will backstab. They will do anything. They might have an agenda. They might not be all evil, but at the end of the day, they ain't helping anyone but themselves. They're here to feed off our emotional energy. That I know for 100%.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. So where do we get like our certain power from then? Like it's like source. Like I know for me, like I like to talk to like spirit, but I feel like I'm talking to my spirit, my conscience. It's almost like
you could try to talk to your future self, but I'm gonna be real with you. If you're talking to some kind of deity, 99% of the time, whatever the hell you're talking to isn't telling you the truth of what the hell they are, because they're, when people can speak to these in between worlders or spirits or ghosts or whatever they want to call it, these entities have the ability to look what you want them to look like. So if you had a grandpa or a uncle or anything of that sort, they have the ability to look like that, sound like that, and make you think that you're talking to them. You got to be careful with stuff like that, because what do you think? There's only hustlers in this world, man. The demon world, the spirit world, are fucking full of hustlers too, and in a much higher degree than there are here, because the people with souls actually overall want to do good things. They just get trapped,
So where do you think we get our power from then?
I mean, probably our bloodline.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm a 33 too. My brother's a 33. My son is an 11.
So obviously it's definitely going through your bloodline. Nothing but freaking master numbers. That that doesn't happen by chance.
So because like I do energy work and stuff like that, and then like for me it like starts in the mind's eye, and like when I feel like when I talk to spirit, I'm not talking anything outside of me. It's like I'm trying to connect to like my conscience.
What I'm basically trying to tell you is, if you're talking to your future self or yourself in a different realm, that's fine. Just make sure make sure that's what you're actually doing. Because once you begin to have this conversation with different type of entities, they're most likely lying to you. They might be giving you the right information, they might be telling you the truth about what you want to know, but their reasoning for helping you believe me, they're not just goody two shoes. They want something in
You
return.
can't trust them. Yeah,
You can't,
can't trust them.
again. You can't trust them any more than you can trust the so-called virgin in the whorehouse.
Makes sense. Yep.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Pleasure
Thank
talking
you.
to you.
All right.
Kat, who's next?
Thanks, Vlad. Coming up, Ace. Up next, we're gonna go with Steven. Then it's gonna be Moonkey. So Steven and then Moonkey.
Great. I'm so excited to be here. Gary, big inspiration. I'm sure a lot of people here are super inspired. Thank you. Yeah, do you know what? I pretty much agree from you. I grew up Catholic. I grew up, actually, our whole family, our whole church ended up getting kicked out of the Catholic Church because we let women preside. And then it just took me on a long journey, studying all different types of religions, meditation, visiting different masters in India, all that. And I recently was in India, and funny enough, small note, I flew out on the 28th and flew in on the 8th just to line up using Gary's knowledge, and that has helped. And I just want to make a small note. Everyone here, this is kind of a one-sided conversation. I would honestly just listen to Gary. He really is on something. To believe in one God is it's a little childish, and not to blame anyone here, but there are many, many beings, and there are many, many different realms, and there's many energies. He's giving people warnings here. Be careful who you pray to. There's countless religions that talk about how humans are the playthings of the gods. You go to Greek mythology, you go to Norse mythology, playthings of the gods. You go to Hindu mythology, playthings of the gods. It is repeated over and over and over again. So anyways, I was just sitting with this one spiritual master in India. He lives in a burial ground for 6 kings, and he hasn't left there in 10 years. He doesn't talk to society, and he holds the lineage for the Kriya masters, the like Yogananda lineage and he was saying the exact same thing. He says that be careful who you pray to, because you don't know what it is. And this man, just by the way, he goes into high states of meditation, can be the whole city all at once in his consciousness. So he's not just some rando. But anyways, I digress. He talked about, there's a famous story of a great king, and he was so powerful. He shone so much with truth. One day he went up to a meeting in heaven, and there was a meeting with all the gods. And I'm not talking the great grand master creator God. There are ranks. So it was with all the gods, all the energies, and all the gods ran away because he shone so brightly with truth. So I'll say that again. He shone so brightly with truth that when he went up to this realm, all the gods ran away, because imagine this, they hold office for like usually around 100 to 300 million years. It's due to really, really long astrological turnings that are way beyond our consciousness, but gods live and gods die. And they can get bored. It's so just what Gary, I wanted to reiterate
About 144,000 reincarnations. That's about how long they last.
Yeah, so, and that's a long time to us, but
of course,
but they still die, and they still get their power from people's beliefs. They get their power from people praying to them, and that's the weird thing that's happening with social media, where it's like all these demigods are popping up. I know people that get semi-famous, and they change. They can, when you get a bunch of people's emotional energy flowing towards you, you also become a god. That's the weird thing. That's the crazy thing about fame.
Not necessarily a god. I think that's the wrong term.
True.
What you can have is, you can have a frequency, and you can have people join that frequency, and it makes the frequency stronger. But to actually say it's a god would be the wrong terminology.
And I digress. I agree with that point, because obviously Kim Kardashian is not a god.
She's definitely something. Starts with the H. Anyways, listen, my friend, that was a strong performance. Well done. When it comes down to it, India has a lot of masters. The difference between me and all these other masters is they probably outworked me. They probably put in a lot more effort. But at the end of the day, they're climbing up and I was pushed down. That's the
And that's
difference.
and you know what? I can feel the energy, and I'm not using hippie speak. I can genuinely feel a lot of energy even when you speak. But they call it, so there's the word the ascended masters. So people talk about the ascended masters in the higher realms. But there's also the ones that are even more powerful are the descended masters. These are the ones that come back to the planet. They're the ascended masters. They're anchoring their vibration into this realm. So that's where I'm gonna kind of divert. Where I honestly think these descended masters are some of the best ones on the planet, and there's very few of them. But they're anchoring good energy, and they're really few and far between. But if you find any of them, hint hint, hold on to what they're saying and learn from them.
When you talk about ascended masters, and descended ones. There's most of them are ascended ones. You talk to these people, they're eating right, living righteously, doing everything, living like a monk in some cases. But at the same time, it really doesn't matter because I'm already have what they're already striving for. I've been pushed down. I've honestly been pushed down, and it's fucked up because I don't know why I'd agreed to do this. I just don't know why I would agree to do this. Because what GG33 is starting is going to replace religion within 100 years. I don't think you guys even GG33 members don't understand this. Long after we're all dead, all this stuff that we're doing now is going to be the new religion. That's the truth. Kat, who's next? And by the way, good strong stuff, my friend.
Yeah, cheers and all the best.
Thanks for coming up. Up next, we got GG33's Gold Own Moonkey. Go ahead, Moonkey. Go ahead.
Yo. Can you guys hear me? Mic check.
Yeah. So hold on, Moonkey. I want you to think about something. Washington was up today 4-2 with 2 outs in the ninth, and they gave up 3 runs. Now the chances of something like that happening are pretty much 1 in 100. Okay, we're talking about 1%ers. So with 2 outs, up by 2, they needed 3 runs to win, and they somehow pulled it off. Now on the other end of the spectrum, we have a 4-2 game. Okay, we need 2 more runs in 5 innings. Now, 2 more runs in 5 innings is, pretty much 1.83 ERA. That's so freaking low. So it's probably 89.4% chance that over hits.
Oh yeah, I was banking on it.
Yet again, you see how that works?
Yeah.
For the math for like that to work out, and I mean consistently like that happening, that's not mathematics anymore. You know exactly what that is.
And
that's a force hitting back, and it always happens against Gary and GG.
And isn't it happening the whole month?
Happened to us.
The whole month we're missing by 1 run, by 1 game.
No, it's not. It's not 1 run, 1 game. It's the last one.
Yeah, I'm saying the last. Yeah, it's
always the last one. So think about this.
Yeah,
you go 5 for 5, and again you go 5 for 5. So let's do the percentage. 50, 25, 12, 6. So that's like 3.25% to go 5 for 5. And on the last one, 50-50, you get hammered.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. But again, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It gets other people. This is how it gets us, but it gets other people in other ways.
No, absolutely.
I mean, whatever. Yesterday was beautiful.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Okay. But, what's on your mind, my friend?
I just wanted to piggyback on what you said earlier, and you pretty much hit the nail on the coffin, Gary, with how 11 life paths pretty much evolve and have all this energy, and then make you just gets you. You know what I mean? I don't want to tell everybody a sad story, but I'm gonna live a life path. I'm a great athlete. When I was a teenager, I was pretty much gonna make it, maybe into the pros. I was about to get recruited at a club in Mexico, and boom, my parents decided to get divorced, dude. Like in the middle of me about to join this club, my parents get divorced, and there goes my soccer career, right? Because all this other shit happened. So
And again, that is a typical story. I hear everything's about to work.
yeah,
Everything is going, and then something happens out the blue to fuck shit
yeah,
up, and that's had a major effect on you.
absolutely. And then I mean, fast forward in life, right? Then my enemy, everything's going great. I'm living overseas, living in Spain, about to get a huge promotion, about to take over this uh, company, this department. My enemy year hits, boom, everything just, the Matrix sends the lady in red, like, and everything goes to shit. And boom,
And
back
again,
down again.
everyone listening to this can relate.
Yeah. So I just, yeah,
That is the matrix. I'm trying to tell you. So listen to me, people. This is the whole point I'm trying to make you. Okay, this is not a benevolent God. You, me, no one here can do anything about it. Okay, don't think I'm trying to say, yo, let's have this mass meditation and defeat. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
None of that shit's gonna work.
no,
But you know, you well actually, if you do a mass meditation, you might give the motherfucker a paper cut. So okay, good job. So here's what I'm basically trying to tell you. At least don't don't be one of those people who protect your own oppressor. Don't worship.
absolutely.
Do not worship. That's what I'm basically trying to tell you. We're already fucking cattle. Okay, at least have some fucking dignity, you know. And like, for instance, imagine, you have a bully, and this bully just whoops your ass. Okay, are you gonna worship his ass?
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah,
You might acknowledge that. Yeah, he's the man. I'm gonna walk away. I'm not going to mess with him. I'm gonna try to avoid him as possible. But are you really gonna kiss his ass? Is that what you're gonna do? Because that's what it feels like.
yeah, and
That's what it really feels like. I mean, where was God when all these kids, were getting injected with the? Where was God? I mean, we're talking about the most vulnerable people in society. Where was God? What did those kids do?
and they're still doing it. Yeah,
It's disgusting.
so yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to thank you for, like you said, for taking that mission, Gary, and establishing GG33, and at least giving us a little bit of light, and we can pass that on to our bloodline, so they don't make the same, step on the same landmines.
They definitely won't make the same mistake.
Yeah, step on the same.
At least you can avoid those landmines.
Yeah, and you're right. Like you said, in 100 years, like, our bloodlines are just gonna just push us forward, and that's gonna be the thing. It's gonna be the new religion. I truly see that happening.
I can't hear anybody.
Yep.
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Gary? I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
I know it's going to happen again.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing is,
All right.
I think.
All right, you can keep them on as speaker, but we're just going to let other people on.
I'm good.
So,
thank you.
all right, who's next?
All right. Up next, we got Elon. Elon, go ahead. Elon.stud. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2 with the Jay-Z face, the Jay-Z lips. Elon.stud. You have the Jay-Z lips on your profile picture. I don't know why you have that. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Whenever you're ready. Thanks for ruining the space. Up next, we're gonna go with Ancor. Ancor, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Vice Cat? What's up, Gary? I got.
Ooh, something's up.
Can you hear me?
We're losing listeners, man. You people got to step up to the plate, man. Just imagine this is a playoff game. You got bases loaded, 2 outs, and we're calling you up to be the fucking pitch hitter. What the fuck you gonna do? Strike out? Come strong.
What's good, man? So it's a late night over here in Detroit. So I had a question about how do the elite get away with this entire matrix and being able to have this control, just like these gods in these different realms and people that worship these gods. How did the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs, and how have they been able to have this influence for all these years? Why hasn't the matrix came down on them?
Yeah, he's speaking, Gary, but you can't hear him because Anchor is actually speaking right now, but you can't hear him. Can you hear me at least, Gary?
I can hear you. I cannot hear him.
Like, he's speaking right now. He's literally speaking right. He was speaking. You can hear me. And this happened to me last night when I tried to do a space. It cuts us out. The same thing happened to you in your spaces, Gary. When you were talking last night, it was cutting you out. We don't believe in coincidences here. There's some kind of interruption because all of a sudden, as soon as this new CEO is announced, why is this happening now? Why is this happening?
Yo,
mic check 1 2 1 2. Moonkey, you can hear me,
Gary,
right?
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, Moonkey can hear me, so it's not
all
just
right.
so Moonkey can hear me.
Let's go to number 10.
All right, try number 10. Number 10, speak. See if Gary can hear you. Then we'll come back to Anchor. Number 10, say something.
I can hear you.
Bet.
Wow, you can hear 10. Okay, all right.
So look, the only reason why I will argue towards any form of benevolence is simply because, right, when you look at the way the world was formed, or even when you just go back and look at the way our eyes and the way that it's like the sigil of Lucifer and it creates light, right? So if the light is what's always coming back and what we're always constantly reflecting, and when you go back to the root words of ben and vel, which is benevolent, when you go back in Latin roots, ben basically means well, right? And then vel means to wish or to prefer, or it's a passive well. So it means passive and it also means to prefer. So if you prefer the well-being of reality, right? And obviously there's a lot of things that will argue or contradict this, like pedophilia, a whole bunch of crazy shit that you could say and be like, so why does this happen? But when you look at the course of history and you look at what has happened, everything, and including the souls that are here right now, like Gary, for example, right? When you have people like you who come and shine your light, you basically become a star. That's, I heard somebody say God before, but I don't think God is a good representation. I would say like a star because you shine an influence, right? Just like astrological signs. So if you go and you look at that, and that star shines bright enough to illuminate a whole sector of souls. So did you say 144 million? I think you've said that in a tweet in the past, right? Not 144,000.
Many times.
Yeah, exactly. 144 million. So if you can influence 144 million souls instead of the NPCs, or because the NPCs will just catch whatever wave is being ridden. So if you influence, let's say, even, I remember I was reading this thing from Greg Braden. Greg Braden, it's the book called The Divine Matrix. And basically they did this one study and it said, all you have to get is a square root of 1% of a population to agree to a certain stipulation. So a certain belief system, or this is that and the third. And you can actually start to influence the surrounding environments. So
yeah, but that takes absolute generations.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can start with 1%, but it takes generations. That's what happened with Christianity. That's what happened with many things. It starts and then it has to snowball. For it to snowball, a lot of things have to happen. Most of them, pretty much fade out of existence. But yeah, it does have to start somewhere. I believe the number is more like 3%. Because that's how many people picked up arms against the British in the Revolutionary War.
Okay,
so
yeah, if you look at
1% can only do so much.
That makes sense. So revisionist history always helps with that. All right, cool. So let's say 3%, right? You take 3% of people. So how many members do you have in GG33? It's 1,300 plus, right?
Oh, we're way past that
at this point, including your influencers and G3 Academy and stuff like that. You're way past that.
Oh, if we count the Academy, it's pretty much past 3,000.
Okay, so that's 3,000, right? And was the population of America 283 million, somewhere in that range? Before the
around that, around that.
Right? All right, so what's that? That's probably around 1% ish, right? A little under 1%, 0.8%, somewhere in that range, right? And look at the influence. Look at the influence that you've had, though, right? It's pretty drastic when you look at the people who have picked up on certain things where you've noticed like 28s in random spots, or you've noticed 8s in random spots that you haven't seen it before. You got big corporations seeing it, and once the big corporations see it and they implement it, then that becomes a regular retail strategy. If that becomes a regular retail strategy, then that means your light has influenced somebody, right? So that's the only reason why you can even argue any form of benevolence, is because of the fact that this is allowed. And of course, you could go back and look at the entities and the.
But hold on there. If everything is yin yang, then and there's people out here who are pretty much evil, then there has to be a counterbalance somewhere. If there's people actively trying to dumb people down, which is God knows that's happening, then there has to be some people who are counterweight. So I'm not sure that's a sign of benevolence. I'm just sure that's more like a counterweight against actually what's happening, because the propaganda is so strong. Someone has to come along to basically push the other side. I mean, listen, the way I look at it is some of the people I wake up, they're going to do some real fucking damage. I mean, some of the people I wake up, they're going to do some real fucking damage, but they never would have been able to do that without me. So that's pretty much my role. When I look at this stuff, this stuff bores me, man. This planet bores me. Everything fucking bores me. I created GG33 so I had someone to talk to. And I'm not saying talk to as in I didn't talk to people. I wanted to talk to someone at my level.
Exactly.
So I couldn't find anyone, so I literally had to teach people.
Yeah, absolutely. So now you're able to reflect. Everybody's actually able to have their own input. So it's basically like you created your own personal mastermind to an extent.
Well, what the whole hope was I teach some people, and some people are like, for instance, some people are in engineering, and they'll be able to use my knowledge to basically figure out how to use this in engineering. Other people are going to be in different fields, and they'll be able to use it. Some fields that I'm not going to have the time of day, nor will I be interested in, but I still want to see the results. For instance, when it came down to cancer research, I'm not going to say exactly what I found, but I basically found some doctors, and I was like, listen, let me see all your patients' birthdays. And as long as the birthday didn't match the name, it didn't go violate HIPAA laws. So they gave me all the birthdays, and it's exactly what I assumed. The people who got cancer, that's exactly what came up. Time after time after time. Now, when you try to present this information to insurance companies, they basically tell you they can't do this because of laws. So there's a lot of pushback, even if you have all the right answers.
That's something that's going to
that's the way society's worked. That's the way society. I mean, listen, dude. I caught a felony when I was like 20 years old. I basically knocked out a cop. And when I run for president, that's going to get me half the black vote. So I'm gonna make that issue. I'll tell the cops, listen, I was young, I won't do anything like that again. But I'll tell the brothers, listen, when they came to me, I fucking did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll get some of that Southern Hillary Clinton accent when she talks to them too. We get, people think I'm doing publicity stunts right now with Joe Rogan's dad and Malik Obama, Obama's brother. And just wait. I figured out how to do this influencing thing without anyone's help. Because these people who are actually influencers, a lot of them are.
Yo, Gary, you cut out, gang.
Yeah, they Gary, literally will not let you in. You basically got to fucking suck dick to get in there. That's just not happening. You look at certain things, like, for instance, the war room. A lot of Muslims in there. But the people who are representing the war room, they got some sugar in their tank. At least the ones in America. This isn't viable. This just isn't viable. So that's the one thing you're not going to have in GG33. I told people there are not going to be any opens in the group. Now, lesbians, I'll make an exception for a few of them. not because not because I'm trying to do anything with them, but because I believe that women can have an emotional relationship with another that's not purely sexual.
Feminine versus masculine is a different story.
Exactly. So it's very different. I believe in Jamaica they have laws where male mortality is outlawed, but females can do whatever the fuck they want.
Freedom.
So I think I would pass a law like that. Now I'll still discourage it,
Mm-hmm.
but women can do whatever they fucking want, because at the end of the day, if they're having sex with each other, I mean, what are they fucking really doing? I mean, honestly, what the fuck are they actually doing?
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it doesn't actually spread STDs, does it?
Mm.
What do women do to each other that are going to spread STDs?
Nah.
Not too much. I mean, they might catch some throat cancer doing that bullshit, but other than that, I'm not sure what the hell they're going to do, except play with some stupid toys. Exactly. So let them do whatever they want. Now, these fucking fags, that's a whole different story. Monkeypox, syphilis, all this shit comes from them. Why do we have to put up with that shit in society? Not to mention a high percentage of them are fucking pedos too. Why do we have to put up with this shit in society? For what reason?
Just brain inflammation. It's just heavy brain inflammation. It's actually.
Do you know how much brainwashing it takes to see fucking open and not get violent? No, I'm being dead serious.
No, that's some real shit. No, you're dead ass right, because it's been centuries.
It's been centuries. Like when you see, I've been in Russia. I mean, I've seen shit like that in public, and the cops come and they won't do anything. They're basically say, this is all getting his ass whooped. They won't do anything.
They just let that shit happen. Beat the demons.
They just let it happen, because here's the point. If you're gonna do stuff like that, and believe me, it's been around since Greek time. I honestly thought it was like a white man's disease for a long time. If you're gonna do that shit behind closed doors, whatever. But if you're gonna go out here and try to influence kids, because you see what happens. I told people when they got their right to marry in 2003 in Massachusetts, see how this ends. First, they're going to say, oh, no, we just want this. And then they're going to go after your kids because they can't reproduce. So they have to reprogram.
Yeah, that in the 5-year was very interesting. And in Obama's re-election in 2012 as
well. Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
It's very interesting.
Barack Obama, you guys can Google the names: Barack Obama, Larry Sinclair. Notice I didn't fucking say that in the podcast. Okay, we don't need to talk about everything now. The day after I did my podcast, the same building I have the podcast in got raided. So okay, I got the message. I got the message, Pimp.
They said just slow that down real quick.
Slow that shit down. So again, I did actually made 2 podcasts, and I released the tame one to the public. The one where I start talking about Big Mike and stuff like that, I put that in GG33 Academy behind the paywall, so I can't get in trouble.
So that that other thing that you posted earlier when you said, I don't know, there's new evidence, was that just like a bit of a
it wasn't anything. It was just a picture that I haven't seen, and Michelle Obama looks like a woman. And in all honesty, in that picture, she looks like a pretty attractive woman.
Okay.
So again, I don't know what happened. People are telling me people pick up weight. Okay, I picked up weight since I was younger, but not like that.
You didn't suddenly turn into a man.
Shit, dude. I mean, the way she picked up weight looks like she picked up muscle.
I mean, it might be some testosterone injections. We don't know.
We don't know. But I'll tell you this though, and you guys tell me if you disagree. If I have to square up with an Obama, I want to see Barack. I don't want anything to do with Michelle.
Michelle eat healthy, allegedly. So
okay, she eats healthy. Yeah, she doing something.
Allegedly,
she doing something for a reason. And I got to tell you, that one picture I saw of her from her back. Listen, I know what athletic women look like. Okay, they can be all built and shit, but they still have small waists.
Mm-hmm.
That broad was built, and she did not have a small waist.
No.
So that's what you call suspect.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so Pete, right? just get back to the
You got to do a transvestigation on
Yeah,
that
I
one.
don't mean to cut you off. I love when you go on your little rambles and rants and shit. But so the benevolence, right? So it's very easy to argue against it, and the only reason why you can even argue even remotely close for it is because, okay, you got your yin yang, right? You got the balance, but why would this form of enlightenment even have a chance of happening? Because, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's not even close to a majority.
Because they need us for something. They need us for something. I already explained that part. They need us for something, and they need us for energy. And when we collect that emotional energy, they feed off us. That's why they need us here.
That's true.
There's a purpose, yeah. And the purpose is, like, for instance, when they tell you to take them to actually, make sure you don't get COVID. Well, there's actual purpose, but that wasn't it. You understand?
Absolutely.
So again, the purpose is not to help us in any way, but the purpose is to basically keep us.
So yeah, hold on, you cut off again. But in the meantime, right? It's basically
Yeah, I think he did cut off again. He got clipped. So I don't know what's going on over there in Florida. There's something
they
going
got some
on
funky
because
shit going on
again,
over there.
it's this all of. I think it's very fishy that this happens as soon as this new female CEO that Twitter is going to hire. This all starts happening again. It's like the old regime is like slowly coming back. It feels. That's what my cat sense is telling me. That's what it feels like. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I could be completely wrong. But again, I don't believe in coincidences. Why does my
He's
space
back.
that I do last night get all fucked up? Why is his space fucked up? But everybody else, all these so-called people who've been on space for 2 years, nothing happens to them. And they claim to be saying real information. You're not saying shit.
That's
Those people don't fucking matter compared to us. They do not fucking matter. These other spaces hosts, the people that do space, they do not fucking matter. We matter.
That's a bunch of
Clearly.
I always tell people I've been suspended 18 times, but there's 2 people in my group who've been suspended over and over. Actually, I could say 3, but one to a lesser degree.
Mhm.
And Cat was one of them. Summer Bread's another one, and Cat Prince. Those 3 guys, especially the first 2 I mentioned, they got suspended quite often. So they're keeping it real.
Mhm.
That's like a badge of honor. If you get suspended over and over, like for instance, a lot of people got their Twitter accounts back. A lot of people, like they won't even answer my emails for my Twitter accounts. Okay. Now, I'm to the point where the War Room got me suspended in January, and I had someone on the inside reactivate me. So I can get my own account reactivated, but I still can't touch those accounts, which means those accounts are under some kind of special restriction. And I can imagine my Numerology Now account is under because the people I had following me on that account, I haven't been able to get in contact with again.
Boys from Langley.
And we're talking about real important people who were following me on that account.
Yeah,
I mean, there's boys in Moscow too.
All right, so you could say that the positive things that you put out, right, or the information that you have, that is so dominant to the point where if you see it and if you really look at it and if you observe it for a long enough period of time, it will cause cognitive dissonance and create an emotional reaction. So that could be the dualistic term right there. You could just say, because if you get this one person and he comes to a person who's so tied down to, let's say, a specific religion or whatever belief system he's already been just enamored in for his whole life, and then you hit him with this type of life-altering shit, out of nowhere, he's going to either feel anger, anguish, sadness. He might just get frustrated with you. This is that and the third. That creates that negative energy for the charge. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm naive to believe this, but I really do truly believe that there is a chance for the positive to offset the negative after a certain period of time. That would take centuries. I probably won't be alive for this. Maybe.
Well, if that's true in algebra, why is it a negative and a negative make a positive, but when you line up a negative and a positive, it's a negative? So I'm not sure what you're saying is actually true because mathematics tells us otherwise.
Right. And people say this stuff to sleep better at night. The good is stronger than the evil. The good will always win. You hear it in Twitter space all the time. Oh, the good will always win.
That's a lie.
It always
wins. No, that's a lie. That's not true. No, you're absolutely correct about that.
You have no proof of that at all. You got to call these people out when they say that shit.
That's true.
Oh, these are grown adults. They're like children. You always want a happy ending. This isn't the movies. This isn't science fiction. This is real life.
Are you telling me the tooth fairy ain't real?
the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus. People just want to tell themselves feel good stories to sleep better
easily
at
at
night.
the end of
And
the day,
they want to quote a man-made book, the Bible, the Quran, Torah. It was written by men. Men make mistakes. Men have ulterior
that's true.
motives. What the fuck are we
You're
talking
right.
about here?
Because
I want to sleep better at
easily,
night. But 10, you got a lot of burn. There's plenty of people that want to speak. Thank you for coming
peace out,
up.
Brody.
We're going to have to move on, all right? All right. Anchor, try again, because I know you were cut off. Anchor, try again. Let's see if Gary can hear you.
Gary, can you hear me? Hello?
No, I don't think Gary can hear you at all. There's something, your Anchor, you might have to drop down to come back in. Listen, I'm going to let you back up.
Yeah, dropping down because it's funny when I look at his, I see his speaker, but he doesn't have his mic on like everyone else is who's a speaker. And I know Anchor, he's a special individual. I know exactly who he is. But I just can't hear you, brother. Yeah, drop him down, have him come back in.
Yeah, Anchor, I'll let you back up. I'll give you priority. I'll see you on there. No question.
All right, let's go to SKI.
All right, Ski, go ahead. And before you go, Ski, there's people who are already been up here saying like, oh, they're restricting me. They're not letting me back up. You already had your chance. There's other people that want to speak. You had your chance. Okay? There's other people that want to speak. You're not the only person in the space. Oh, they're restricting me. They're not letting me back up. You spoke. Some of you spoke twice. Anyway, go ahead, Ski.
Yo. Y'all can hear me?
Come on, we threw you the ball. Gotta come strong now.
I can hear you, Ski. Gary, can you hear Ski?
I cannot. Wow. Twitter's really fucking with this.
What a coincidence, right? We were having all these problems now. Amazing.
Damn.
All right. Put Ski down and put him back up and go to someone else.
Yeah, Ski, go down and we'll bring you right back up.
Hold on. Try Ski now. Try it because I see his little mic now. See if it works now. Ski, try to.
Yo.
No, this is fucked up.
Nope.
I just saw his mic, but I can't hear him. Wow. Okay. Drop back down and come back up. Let's go to someone else.
Let's go with the Kodak Black guy because he wanted to talk before, but I couldn't hear what he's saying. APO. You wanted to speak before. Now it's your chance. Go say something. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can't fucking hear Gary, bro. It's been 10 minutes. That's what I was trying to say.
Yo, Gary, can you hear APO? Can you hear
No, I can't hear anything.
Yo, Gary, you know what this might be? Gary, you might have to close your app and come back into your own space. That's what I do sometimes. But you know, recently it hasn't been.
I'll try it.
It shouldn't crash the space. So you just close the app out. It'll still be open. You come back into your own space as if you were going into somebody else's space. But you go to your own space. You'll see it at the top. And that should work. And that should do the trick. And then he'll see a timer on there letting him to know go back into space. And if he can't get back in and we're still having these issues, we're being tampered with.
Okay, let's try it again.
Perfect.
I can actually hear him now. That actually worked.
All right, good. That actually worked. Okay, let's see how long it lasts.
All right, what's on your mind?
All right. So I've spoken to you before, Gary, and cuz last time I was this crazy Australian guy that called you a bad cunt and that you should stand on your shit as always. And cuz it's been like a month, bro, and apparently you got 1 million views. Like I wanted to say again, you're a fucking bad cunt. Anyways, main thing I wanted to ask you, cuz, especially you, I want to see Gary's point of view on this. What the fuck's the go with DMT? Like when you die, DMT gets shot out of your head. I don't know all this crazy shit.
What are you talking about?
With DMT.
About DMT. You're talking about DMT right now, right?
Yeah.
I have never done DMT.
All right, but your thoughts, because apparently when humans die, they get your brain produces DMT by itself. So as if that doesn't take you somewhere else or some shit like that. I'm fucking not. So I wanted to get your point of view on it.
I mean, listen. I think DMT is actually a good thing. The problem is, the people who are actually doing the stuff, they're not doing pure DMT. They're adding chemicals to that shit. That shit's not pure. So if I had my chance and it was the right day, I would use some DMT if I knew for 100% it was real. The problem is a lot of this shit out here is fake. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the problem.
Okay. Also, you were saying something about how Muslims and the Islam is the fastest growing religion, right?
That's correct.
I wanted to say a little bit about it. Don't you reckon, because the way it's written, I don't know. Me personally, I'm against it. I don't know if I'm against Christianity after what the fuck you told me. I'm on the fence with everything, but especially like Islam. I don't know. It's pretty easy. It's pretty clean cut to me. If you fucking die and you say you're Islam, you get 77 virgins. Like, who wouldn't want to be in that fucking? You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty
I
convincing in
gotta
that
be
sense.
honest with you. I wouldn't want 72 virgins.
Yeah, I get that. I get
I'm
that. Me
sorry.
too. I get that. I get that. Me too. But
And the
fucking
thing
other
is,
people
you know
don't,
why
bro.
that's suspect, April? Let me just from my personal view. That's so root chakra to be in the flesh. Like, oh, you're getting virgins and sex after you die. Like
Exactly.
that in itself
What?
is suspect.
And who the fuck said that? Muhammad, bro. The fucking prophet. He's compared to fucking Jesus, bro. Like, what? I'm not saying Jesus was like doing superpowers and shit.
Let's
Maybe
see. The
that is proof
color
as well.
red adds up to a 9, and that's the root chakra. And he's gonna give you 72 virgins. 7 and 2 is 9. Wow, what a coincidence!
Wow.
That sounds like a failed reincarnation if you believe in
What
that
a
bullshit.
coincidence!
Bro,
Cat, I'm cherry picking. I'm cherry
Yeah, that's you
picking
do.
again.
You cherry picking.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait,
this is my
I'm touching
issue,
my nose.
bro.
I have allergies. Hold on, give me a second. All right, there we go.
What the fuck
And
does he mean
you're
this
cherry
shit,
picking,
man?
Gary. Anyway, April, anything else you want to say? Any other shots you want to get off before we go to the next person?
Look, nah, straight up, bro. You're a fucking bad cunt, cuz. I'm still trying to get into this thing. Last time you told me to fucking, instead of working at like a cool, at like McDonald's, you should work at where the rich people are at. Like a fucking, I forgot the word now, but where the rich people are
Yeah,
at, bro.
if you're
Do shit like
gonna be a
that.
server, you might as well do it in the country club.
Exactly. That's what you
Country
said. But
club
the
or a
thing is, I
golf
don't know
course
how
or
to
some
do.
shit.
Exactly. I don't know how to do fucking server, bro.
Make a connection with people there. You overhear business
Yeah.
people how they're making
100%.
money. What are you gonna do at fucking McDonald's, dude? Come on, man.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I stand on that shit. You're a bad kind again, Gary. Fucking hell. Stand on your
All
shit.
right, thank you
Keep
so
doing
much,
it, bro.
April. Really
I
appreciate it, man.
appreciate it. Listen, why don't we get let's see. Um, let's see. Let's get Grimhood up here. He wants to talk, and Reptile. Let's get him up here too.
Really? All right, Grimhood. Where's Grimhood?
And just if he wants to talk, put Reptile up here too. I think you two talking for about 5 minutes should be entertaining.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you guys will love to see that. Me, not so much. I'm sure he doesn't want to see that either. But let's see. Reptile, if you want to come up, come right up for old time's sake. Bring up Reptile, the Australian guy, one of the best Twitter Spaces hosts that people consider him one of the best. He's in here listening, but I doubt he comes up. How's your enemy year going, by the way, Reptile? Love to hear about that.
Oh, the shade. Wow. Anyways, let's see. We got any females in here who want to talk?
All right, here he comes. Reptile is coming up. I'll invite some if you want some, but none of them are really requesting. We have, let me see. We got about 11 requests right now. I like that number.
All right.
It's kind of late, but we'll see what happens. Reptile, whenever you're ready, your mic is on. Whenever you're ready.
Hey, how you going, guys? Good space, Gary. Congrats on the latest interviews, man. Malik, that was probably my favorite. But what an interesting topic too, to talk about. This matrix-like reality. Something's not right here. And at the start, before it crashed that first one, you hit the nail on the head. There's some evil force. What about if this reality's been hijacked, and people talk about that it involves, different planets and stuff. What if it was the fall from grace or something like that we're stuck in this, imbalance, but maybe God's absent from this reality in some way, and that's what they call free will, where bad shit can just constantly happen, and we have to, I know it sounds cheesy, have some faith in that, you know what I mean?
Well, if God's not here and there's a vacuum, something always fills that vacuum of power. Doesn't matter if it's a war with humans or a war in the spiritual realm. So when it comes down to it, if God's not here, that's even more proof that whatever's running this show is not a benevolent being at all.
Hey, what
at all.
about this for one thought? What about if our spirits imagine if our spirit's incarnating into a system like this. Imagine what that could possibly do for us to go through that shit. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it's all about, the big galactic game, that we're here dealing with this shit. Maybe that's
I
just
mean,
invaluable.
I mean, this is where the numerology and astrology comes in. This is where you can start dissecting things at a different level and understanding, okay, this actually makes sense. Because, you know, if you want to build that jigsaw puzzle, then you have to start, you know, connecting things in the outside. You know, you got to build that frame, and then you can build it from the inside. And numerology and astrology, that's what's giving me the tools to basically say, okay, I see there's smoke, and I see that the math doesn't make sense. When the math doesn't make sense, there's only one possible explanation: matrix. That's it. When you start seeing these small percentages, like for instance, say someone was to win the lotto twice. Now, the odds of winning the super lotto twice are in the hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions. Yet someone's done it before. So when you see something or someone beating the odds consistently, not I'm saying one thing, because obviously things happen, but consistently those type of things happen, you know exactly what it is. That's the matrix. And that's why I want people to understand, no matter who you are, you have things in your life like that it looks like, yo, it's about to close. And I'm sure you could say the same thing, Reptile, right? How many times have you been in situations where it looks like 100%, you got this, you've been working hard, everything's going to go your way, you're about to get your big break, and then boom, something comes out of left field.
Oh, totally, mate, totally. And as I've said before, mate, I was originally skeptical, but so much of the stuff that you and Wisecat, I got nothing against you, Wisecat. I like you, mate. It's kind of like, if this is the case where we're in some matrix-like reality, the fact that, you know, what you guys are calling numerology and talking about, maybe that's the purest form to actually try and navigate inside of this matrix. I don't know. Because, again, I'm still learning this stuff.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I want other numerology, people to understand. When I went to other numerologists and I told them, listen, I think there's an elite are using this to plan terrorist attacks. And I did this like almost 20 years ago. No, more than 20 years ago. And these people said I was nuts. I was crazy. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Then I understood these people didn't know shit, because the people at the top were actually using this information, and they weren't even looking at it. They didn't spend the times going through the, encyclopedia, just looking at dates, looking at what happened. And for God's sake, I used to go through cemeteries by myself, not doing any Wiccan shit, not doing any fucking crazy shit, but just going there by myself, fucking smoking a blunt, reading birthdays. When this person died, when this person lived, why did he die when he died? Can I explain this from numerology? And I kept doing it and doing it, and 20 years later we have GG33.
That's fascinating, man. You're tapping into something, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, Wisecat, I got nothing against you at all, brother. Like I said, I seriously don't.
It's all good, bad. It's just a cat versus rooster thing. It would never be as personal as people want to make it out to be. It's just a cat and rooster thing. It is what it is.
Definitely. And again, man, like, I respect you guys, and fuck, if ever I did do a podcast or something, I'd love to have dudes like you on. You're fucking awesome, man. Believe me, respect. All right, we're all good.
All right. Well, how's everything going this year, man?
Do you know what? As you guys, I keep hearing it all the time. Laying low. You know what I mean? I haven't had any major catastrophes, but fuck, I can feel it all over me like cobwebs. And maybe even meeting you guys gave me a heads up for this, because I'm getting by, but I keep on hearing just lay low. So I appreciate that.
Everything happens for a reason. And Reptile, the main gripe we've all had is when you made that Melody post, where you're like, "Oh, Melody, she's a certified astrologer. She nobody in the group of GG33 can hold a candle to her." That was the only problem.
Yeah, but as I've said before, mate, I was skeptical from a long time. You go have a look at the dates of that. I had barely spoken, and I do respect her as well. But
here's the thing, Reptile. At least someone does.
and the thing is, like, people like her says we only do numerology. We do all astrology. So
That's
we have
serious.
the
That's
best
what I find
astrology.
interesting too. When you check out some of the learning materials that Gary's got, he talks about astrology as well. It's fascinating. It really is.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, Reptile. The only good female astrologers are already in GG33 or someone or people who studied under me. Just don't want to mention names, but you know, a lot of people out there with big accounts who are females. You know, they learned something from the source. Not
Yeah, we don't
everything,
have to.
not
We don't
everything,
have to
but
go on Google and spend 2 hours looking at your chart.
we don't
We
need
can
that
just
stuff.
It's
That's the
all good.
beautiful
It's all
part,
good.
man.
But Gary, I've got to say this too. If you haven't checked out the Red Pill interview that you did, that was just brilliant, Gary. Ate that dude alive. You
It
ate
was
that
two on
dude
one.
alive. Both of them. They
It,
were like, "What the fuck's going on?" That
it,
was
it
brilliant,
was
man.
2-on-1. Listen, it was 2-on-1, Reptile. And I didn't go in there with the premise that I'm doing a podcast. I went in there with the premise that I need to make a whole bunch of good monologues so I can make clips. That's what I basically like the interview. And so here's a little secret about the IG algorithm. I specifically went in there and said Facebook. And I said that specifically because if I put that Facebook on IG, it's going to make sure that shit blows up. And that's exactly what happened. It got like 10 million views.
It was
So
amazing. All the 9/11 stuff, all the birth dates, how you picked them apart. It was brilliant. It was really good. I'm not just saying it either, man. I was just going, this fucking, it was the best yet, man.
And then after he knew he lost, he tried to switch it to debates about this. And the last 30 minutes, I completely dominated when we started talking about politics. Yeah, Certain ain't going to mention my name again. I promise you that. Rolo, he basically, he didn't really do much. He, took his side a few times, but he kind of butted out for a good part of it. So I can't say he actually took an L, but Certain definitely took an L. And then the next week he goes on the whatever podcast and his girl straight checks him.
Oh,
she
man,
straight
that was
checks him.
Crazy.
Oh my God! Let me tell you something,
you
bro.
Gotta say, Gary hits the guy up and says, "Are you vaccinated?" The one guy says, "Yeah, no, I'm not." Then the other dude, who's who Gary got into, you ate him alive with that, Gary. But also nice to him too, reading their own birth dates and stuff. I find it fascinating. Both of them are threes, all that stuff. It's crazy.
And the guy they brought up, Crowder, was a 3. I'm like, yeah. All coincidences. So again, Sartain actually isn't a dumb individual. He actually, is a pretty smart guy, but he's all science based. Like he's all left side brain. That's it. He's not even using the other part, nor does he even process.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was respectful, and you got your point across, and I'm sure they take it more seriously, although they might not admit it. Believe me, I'm sure they do.
Oh no! I don't care if they do.
Yeah,
I don't care if they do. The fact of the matter is, in the past 3 weeks, I got almost 300 million views on TikTok and IG alone, and not only that. We're just getting started. I'm doing a podcast today at 6 with Joe Rogan's good buddy, Sam Tripolis, and the last one I did really well, and I got podcasts of my own coming up. So, at some point this year, we're going to start talking about basketball and the fact that this team wouldn't have championships without my expertise in certain ways. So we got a big summer ahead of us when it comes to GG33. I can probably say this. I'm being dead serious right now. I hate driving a car where I live. The traffic here reminds me of New York, and traffic gets me very upset. I mean, I'm going to be very honest. I get upset when I see traffic because when it takes you 40 minutes to travel 10 miles, we have a problem. Now, that's the only downside of the place I'm living. That's the only downside of the place I'm living. So right now, I'm basically using a scooter. I'll get to the point of this in a second. So I'm, basically riding around sunny hours in my scooter. people are yelling GG33 from their car windows. This has happened 15 times over the past 2 weeks. Literally, I'm driving my scooter and people are yelling GG33. I go to the mall. 3 people come up to me. This one son of a bitch just sees me and starts yelling out his birthday. Fucking cocky son of a bitch.
Gary, 6 of the 7th, 79, please, Gary.
Yeah. Seriously. So I'm getting recognized to the point where, you know, it's further than it was happening in Cleveland, Ohio, when I was a local celebrity. So at this point, I'm getting recognized almost all over the city. I'm imagining if this keeps going on, I'm gonna have to get bodyguards pretty soon. I already have them in Vegas. By the way, my bodyguards in Vegas are the same bodyguards that Mr. Musk uses when he's in Vegas. Exact same ones. So if people think I can't get a hold of Mr. Musk, you're sadly mistaken. If I really, really, really want to get a hold of him, I'll get his number. Okay. Now, am I gonna call that favor in? No. I don't actually ever seeing me going up to our mutuals and be like, "Yo, give me this guy's number," because that would be very somewhat disrespectful. But if I had to, I get it. That's simple. It's honestly that simple. So,
nah, man, it's very exciting. It's really exciting.
You're gonna see me. You're gonna see me dominate this thing, and I'm gonna bring everyone with me. As you know, Kat has done. Cats, I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Readings with me are expensive now, anywhere from $800 to $1,800. People can't afford that stuff, and it's not like I expect people to pay that stuff. Only the rich fucking come to me at this point. But there's are other ways. I've trained some of my best students to give readings, and Kat's one of them. So if you want a reading, and we're charging like $188, go straight to Kat. Don't come to me. I'm not going to do shit for $188. I promise you that. And one more thing, guys. I want you guys to understand something who are listening. I will never, and I will repeat this, never go in your DMs and solicit you for readings or any other service I have. I can't keep up with the demand there is. Why would I actually go out there and be like, yo, you want to buy a reading? Oh, yeah, just make a donation. I don't do stuff like that. If someone's in your DMs claiming they're me, saying they want to buy selling the reading or something like that, they're lying to you. It's a fraud. Now, I got one of those accounts shut down on IG, but there's so many of these fucking frauds out there. So I want people to understand something. At the end of the day, if they get a DM from me and the guy's asking for fucking money for a reading, it's not me. And, you know, I think that the person who's impersonating me is starting impersonating almost every other GG33 member that I promote a lot. Because that's what happens. People see money and they want to fucking start scamming.
Exactly. It happened to me last week, a couple days ago. And he switched. Now he's on to Ursula now. So as soon as you go to report his account, he changes the name to someone else. So that way you can't say he's reporting for impersonation because it's somebody else now. So that's how it works.
I'm willing to bet 80% of the time that guy's a by the way, some of my biggest trolls are fucking faggots. And I want you to understand why. First, they see me and they see this numerology and astrology stuff, and they're like, "Wow, this is great." They're on board. They want to learn more from me. All of a sudden, they see I don't let gay men in. Well, now they start getting resentful. So now the former fan turns into a hater. And when it comes down to these fags, they're a lot like women. They don't really fight. You know, they're not here to throw hands, but you know they'll try to go behind internet or start talking shit about you, start trying to get you suspended. This just beta tactics. You know, I mean, listen. If you freaking losers would spend half the time out there trying to get some women, instead of trying to attack me, you might actually get some sleep at night. And the reason I'm saying that is, a lot of these people are really pathetic. They have nothing going for themselves, and the only thing they can think of doing all day is to try to hustle people. I don't have to hustle anyone. As a matter of fact, I could quit all my social media and I'm already set. Well, not for life, but I'm set very, very well, extremely well. And you know what I'm so proud of? I did it myself. I created GG33. I taught people. I did the marketing. I did everything. Now, did I give some people the football and they ran with it and they did very well? Fuck yeah, I did that. But at the end of the day, I put this shit together. And I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to find another group like this anywhere. Anywhere. Because some people say, whoa, the war room has more than you. Yeah, they do. They're all men. They're all men. They all can only go so far. They can only market to so many people. It doesn't matter. I market to everybody. Men, women, kids. And that's what it is.
And Gary, playing devil's advocate here, they're like, you're saying these people don't have anything to do with their time. How can you keep attacking Tate? You keep attacking Tate, everybody. Oh, you're mad he's not giving you any attention. What do you say to that?
Okay, well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. First of all, on what most people don't understand, where these Tate fanboys was, me and him were going at each other for freaking years before he got famous. He would get suspended and then he'd fucking attack me for clout. This is 100% true. He would get suspended and he wanted to build his account, so he started attacking me for clout because I'm supposedly a soft target. He made a mistake. If he knew then what this would turn into, he never would have fucked with me. Ever. Because, when it comes down to Tate, he did not only get me suspended, he cost me a lot of fucking money. I'm Jewish. You fucking cost a Jew 7 figures, brother, it's on for life. Now, I got some of that money back from him, and the way I got it back was, the first one I did was in November. I did a podcast with some big time TikTokers. I mean, they get big numbers. And in that podcast, I revealed that Tate had kids. Now, at that point, no one outside his group knew he had kids. Now, you might be saying, what's the big deal? Well, you have to understand that a lot of people who are very conservative, who supported him, found out he had multiple kids with different women out of wedlock. And all of a sudden, when that information spread, a certain percentage of the people who supported him didn't. I'm proud that I was able to take away a certain percentage of the people. Some, back in the day, I used to have GG33 members open up accounts and just show all the foolish shit, all the foolish scams Tate used to do. So I was attacking him before he was famous. Then he got me suspended in my enemy year 2019, cost me a whole bunch of money. As I slowly recovered, got suspended, recovered, got suspended, recovered. I started going after him. And I got to tell you, my TikToks, my IGs attacking him have brought me so many of his former, what do they call this, real world members or Hustlers University, and now they're GG33. I've literally made 1.2, maybe $1.25 million in the past 6 months, literally attacking this guy. His followers come to me. Some of them go to basically buy services. Some of them are GG33 members now. And by the way, my refund policy is one of the lowest ever in the industry. So don't tell me I'm scamming people, because if they felt that way, they'd be trying to get refunds and no one does.
All right, Gary, you said you wanted some females up. We have Trish. She's the only brave female tonight. So she's dragging. She's here right now.
Well, Trish, welcome, and I just want to say thank you for having more balls than most of the guys here.
Oh yeah, no problem. I've been dragging these balls across foreheads, you know. Um, no, I just was wondering, what comes in the whole like package when you do a reading, like what's included for like this? How much did you say it was? Like
I
1,500 or something?
for no. When it comes to me, listen. Unless you got money, just go to my students. Just go to Cat. They're way cheaper. I
I
trained them.
understand.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen. Unless you got specific questions, I mean, I'm very blunt. I'm blunt to the point where it can be painful at times. Yeah. Some people don't like it. I've trained my students to be a lot nicer than me during readings. I'm the one who tells billionaires, "Yo, you're gonna get divorced in 5 years. Prepare." These are the type of conversations I have with people. I was just talking to someone in Saudi Arabia. I was arranging his fourth marriage because they're allowed to have 4 marriages up to that. So yeah, those are the people at this point who are contacting me. I gave 2 readings today. One of the guy was driving a Lambo, was living in a $10 million house. So what they're paying me is peanuts. They don't give a fuck. And here's the point. I did that. I slaved for about 15 years. Even at the beginning of the year, I didn't have that many people trained. It was just Kat and James. So I had to do a lot of readings. Plus, my prices didn't go up that high until I moved to Florida. So I was doing up to 15 readings a day sometimes. Yeah. Average day was about 10. I was doing so many readings, I got tonsillitis. I was talking too much.
What is
I was literally again, my tonsils are fucked up.
Oh, I see.
And I was talking so much, and hell, when you talk so much, you gotta smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes, just weed. And my throat was really fucked up. And at that point, I made the decision, okay, I need to get all these students to start doing most of my readings because I can't do it anymore. But at the same time, the top of the food chain, they still want to talk to the man who started it all. So
yeah, I can see
I make
that.
myself available.
And quick disclaimer: Trish did get a reading from me, so she was curious to know what comes with Gary. So if it's more, there must be some. And again, I want to disclaimer as well. If you got a reading from Gary, don't get a reading from me, please.
Oh
You
no,
already got it from
I
Gary.
was just mine was a 2-parter. I wanted to know if he read Andrew Tater Tots.
If I did,
yeah, he did. Gary.
Yeah,
did,
I gave him a numerology reading. I told him he'd be famous in 2022. This was 218, 219. And he was like, okay, cool. We'll see how it works out. And then a couple weeks after, he started coming on the internet attacking me. I'm like, all right, brother. At first I didn't pay him any attention, but this guy was coming hard. I mean, and he took 2 people off my team who had a lot of followers. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but Dylan Madden, that was a GG33 member.
I remember he poached
That
him.
was a GG33 member. He took Dylan from me.
I don't know who she is.
No, she is.
No, I'm just doing Mariah Carey.
That's funny. So he took a couple people. So I have taken great fucking pleasure in taking a lot of real world members and putting them into GG33 Academy. I think we're past 500. So again, you take 1, 2, 3 away from me, I'll take 500 away from you.
I mean, he's a douchebag anyways. I mean, or she.
Well, at the end of the day, he cost me a lot of money, and I took some of it back this year, but he didn't give it to me. I had to take it. So, it's like nothing happens. I'm going to go after, and I already sent my terms. I sent my terms to a lot of people in the war room. I mean, hell, some of his best friends follow my account. So, I basically told him he has to make a public apology and say numerology is real, and then I'll stop. That's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm going to keep going at him. And at the end of the day, I'll probably turn a couple million people against him. And that's
he's going to be taking a lot. You know what I mean?
All right.
No, he's got a lot of trouble. He's got a lot of trouble ahead of him. I mean, I think it's interesting that what year did his daddy die?
Oh, that's a good question. I would just
Oh,
look at his
go on
account.
Emery Tate's go on Emery Tate's Twitter. I think it was 213. Can you check? Because that's when he stopped making tweets. So I'm assuming he died in 213.
Looking right now. Hold on. I think it's 2015. Hold on. Let me look real quick.
Emery Tate.
Like
yeah. So October 17th, 2015.
Okay, that was the last time he made a tweet.
Oh,
okay. You know what's also funny? Obviously, you know, the Tate's dad had favorites because he followed Andrew on Twitter, but he didn't follow Tristan.
Who's Tristan?
His brother.
His brother.
I don't know who she is either.
Gee, this is perfect. So, here's the thing. Do you guys think it's possible that they have different mothers?
Yes.
I mean, excuse me. Not different mothers, but different fathers.
Oh yeah, I can believe that.
So, because you know, Andrew and Tristan don't really look alike, do they?
A little bit. I mean, a little.
Very.
You can tell they're brothers at least.
Very little, but you know that little bit just could have been from the mother. I'm not sure that Emery. I'm not sure they have the same father.
Yeah, you got to look at it side by side with them and the mom, and then them and the dad, and then you'll be able to tell.
Yeah. I've done something like that before, and I gotta tell you, man. I don't think they have the same father. I really don't. I haven't seen any evidence that their father had any relationship with Tristan at all, except, you know, what's up, things like that. Yeah, you know, freaking alcoholic, man, too. You know what we need to do? I'm having this video put together. So Tate is always saying, fuck America, I hate America, this place is awful. But yet his best friend, Mr. I'm Not Straight Waller, saying he loves America. America's the best country in the world. Fuck anyone who says different. So I'm cutting up that tape so they could talk to each other. And I'm going to make that shit go viral.
Don't worry, somebody will have that in at least 10 minutes after the space closes. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe so. Again, you guys are more than welcome to do it and put it out there too. Man, fuck these people. Fuck these people. And I'm convinced Waller is a fucking 617.
Who's Waller? I don't know who she is either. Damn.
Yeah, but Trish, it's not your typical spaces. We were talking about God and the Matrix. God, I don't know what your views on God are. That was the main topic of tonight.
Oh, for me, I don't know if I believe in a God. I believe in like energies. I don't know what I believe in anymore. Like I was raised Christian. My mom made us like go to church all the time. She like shoved the Bible down our throats. You know what I mean? So I'm a little bitter because of it.
Yeah, Gary, are you still there? Or did you drop? I think maybe something.
I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Yeah, he's still here.
I'm here.
So, you know, she believes in energy. So I think everybody has their own. I think people, a lot of people, you know, people call it energy, or some people call it, the law of attraction, or they call it the universe. I think people have different terms, especially if you're on Twitter Spaces. The universe is guiding me. You see 1111? That means everybody's going to be rich. You see that a lot on Instagram.
That's so dumb.
You see 1111, you're going to be rich.
I wish.
Yeah.
By the way, people are asking what 617 is, so I'll give you a little hint. That's Boston's area code.
And you replace the numbers with the letters, and you guys know what we're
No, never that. So 6F, and then one is an A, and you guys can, you know,
do the
rest.
All right, and even
we need to get 617 trending.
No,
I need to get that shit trending, man.
They've already caught on because it's ground for suspension now. I know.
What do you mean?
So I know someone who's got locked out of their account and they're borderline going to be suspended for using it. So they're starting to clamp down.
We're saying 617.
Yes.
Now that one song by Biggie where he's like 818-213 BIG now.
So if you say 617, you can get suspended.
Yeah, you can get locked out of your account.
Wow, no, that's influence for you.
I hate Boston that much, huh?
What if you're from Boston and that's your area code? What the fuck?
I guess it depends on the context and how you're using it. If you say you 617, then they'll know. But if you say, hey, I'm from the 617, then I guess it's okay.
Wow. I mean, you literally have Malik Obama calling people fags on Twitter, and nothing happens to his account, but they're going to take down 617.
We'll see, because I know some people who are locked out. So
Huh.
we'll see.
All
We'll
right.
see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to the
Anyways,
CEO.
Kat, take over for about 5 minutes. I need to be right back.
Okay, I'll do that. So, we got Anchor. Anchor, you're back. So I welcomed you back up. I don't know if Gary can hear you because he just stepped out for a second. But Anchor, I did not forget about you. So you will be speaking next once Gary comes back. And Ski, I see you as well. I think you already talked before, but since you're back, you got your hand raised. You can speak. The guy with the Angelina Jolie picture, you can speak as well. Or if that is a woman, sorry, you can speak. And okay, I see all you guys up there. Colter. And I know we got Love requesting. I know Gary wanted some females over. So Love, I'm letting you up right now. And if you already spoke before, please start requesting. There's other people that want to speak, okay? If you forgot what you said, you can't remember your lines, that's on you. You forgot your lines, you had your moment. Maybe next space. Nothing personal. It is what it is, but other people have to speak. This is priority at this point. All right? There's a line here at this point. Let's see. Co-chairs here. MP3, I'll let them up. So we're going to have a full host of list we'll call speakers right now.
Yo, Wise Cat, real quick before Gary gets back and I ask my question. But
yeah, go ahead.
You know, just off topic, this clown, Ja Moran, I would call him Ja Morant. He's born in a cat year, and you know he's playing in a cat city. Why is he doing stupid shit? Like how shouldn't this year be benefiting him? Like have you delved into his numerology?
Yeah, so remember, numerology supersedes. You knew I was coming with that. Numerology supersedes astrology. Because you have people who are tweeting right now, like, "Oh, KSI is a rooster. He just won the boxing match. How did that happen to the cat?" You still have numerology to consider. Numerology is superior. Numerology supersedes. And people say, "Oh, the Golden State Warriors. They won their enemy year. So Stephen Curry won in the dog year in 2018." There's numerology to consider. Kevin Durant won too. So numerology supersedes. That's the best way I can answer that. Because people are looking at just one or two, the whole pie, the whole enchilada. You have numerology, you have astrology, and there's other ways to look at the numbers. There's plenty of other things. There's not just numbers in the players' birthdays, but there's other things to look at, if that makes sense. That's the Cliff Notes version. That's the best way I can describe it.
Right.
Thanks, yeah, hopefully Gary doesn't step off too long, because last time he stepped off, he didn't come back to his space, and the space just went into infinity, and there was nobody really saying anything. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, up there, Lord Blanco, is your mic working? We're gonna do a mic check. We're gonna go around and do a mic check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, sounds like rugged.
Yeah, it sounds like Super NES. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario. Oh,
yeah, sounds like sexy Mario brother.
Yeah, it sounds like Bowser throwing fire out his mouth.
This is a GTA mic. This is fucking GTA mic.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Anchors work. Riley, does your mic work? Riley, mic check 1 2 1 2. Riley, can you hear me?
Is it better now?
Yeah. What's up?
Okay, Riley's works good. Riley's working. Yeah, that's better now, because before that it was fucked up. But I hear you. Let's see. Knowledge is key. Does your mic work?
Yo.
Yeah, I hear you, Ski. I hear you, Ski. Knowledge is key. Does your mic work with the leopard in your picture? I think it's a leopard or a lynx. I can't see from this far. But knowledge is key. Does your mic work? Probably went to sleep. Looks like you fell asleep at the wheel when it comes to that one. We'll give you a few more seconds. Maybe there's a lag. Maybe there isn't.
Yeah, can I try?
Yeah, you work. You're good now, because before it sounded like Super NES / Sega Genesis, 16-bit game.
I fucked up my headphones. My bad.
Yeah, you're good now. We'll make sure everybody's mics work, so when Gary comes in, everyone can get their questions answered, and there'll be no excuses. Because at that point, you'll just be choking on your own. At that point, Careful, go ahead. Is your mic working, Careful?
Radio check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mic check 1 2 1 2. Careful, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Perfect. We're actually, everything's going good. Let's see. And one more person we have to let in. We'll make sure Apex's mic is working. And hopefully by this time Gary will come in. If not, I'll be continuing to shoot the shit with you guys for the next, I don't know, half hour. Or I'll go on a monologue. Who knows? Apex, can you hear me? Apex, does your mic work?
Yes, sir.
All right, wow, we got lucky. Everybody's mic works. Welcome to the party, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight?
Awesome.
Or this morning, I should say.
Great.
Great.
I was wondering, what is this school that you guys were talking about?
GG33 Academy. So GG33 itself is a collection of the best numerologists and astrologists on the planet. But the best way to get into it these days is to go through the academy. Apex, you have to mute yourself. You're fiddling with something, so I have to mute you. But yeah, the best way to get into our group is to go through the academy. Usually that's the base knowledge. It's mostly Western astrology and base numerology. Once you get out of the academy and you pass your interview, you get into our main group. That's when you learn advanced numerology. Numerology and astrology are the cheat codes to the matrix we're all trapped in, and that's what we use to navigate our life. That's the Cliff Notes version. That's the best way I can. What do you mean? Joining the academy? So yeah, the academy is $98 a month. You pay for that. Once you get the interview, either with Gary the Numbers Guy or Jake, depending on how you ask how you answer the question that you're asked, it will determine if you're in the group or not. If you fail the questions, you'll never be in the group. So it's based on you, based on how you answer the question that you're asked.
Harry's in the group?
No, Harry. No, Harry's not.
Oh, okay. Damn,
No,
I was
he's
gonna say
not.
I'm a shoo in if he's in there. Shit.
Yeah, because I know you're giving him advice on that stuff he was talking about yesterday that I'm not going to share about, but
Yeah, no, I was
I
like,
still
oh
think
my god.
I still think the story is fake. By the way, I think a lot of these
Yeah,
escapades he's making up.
1000%.
Yeah, these escapades are fake, but I just go along with it because it's good entertainment value for my spaces. But anyway, up next, let's see. Did Kendrick, Kendrick, does your mic work? I don't know if you can hear me, Kendrick.
Hey, what's up, Cat?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Can
can
you hear
hear
me?
you.
Oh, good. So your mic works too. Perfect. All right. So I think Gary's back. I think I see his mic moving. Hopefully he can hear me. Hopefully he's not talking. I'm not talking over him. I saw his mic moving. Gary, are you there? I guess not. Maybe did you guys see his mic move too, or am I just seeing things?
Yeah, it's moving. We
It's
can't hear him.
moving. I hope I'm not talking over him.
He's just playing with your emotions. I've been listening
Yeah.
to a lot
Try
of Mariah
closing out
Carey,
again.
so
Yeah, this is an 11-day, guys. So a lot of our emotions are going to be played with. When it comes to the 11 days, whenever it's the 11th, the 20th, the 29th, or any total 11 day from left to right, you want to control your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. Expect a lot of road rage today. Expect a lot of people to try to bait you into our argument today, but don't take the bait. Everyone will be very high strung and emotional today in this day of the Matrix. That's how it goes. If you're on a different side of the world, you might be already into the 3 day, depending on where you're at. But it's an 11-day. Everybody's gonna be emotional today. It is what it is. Let's see, Gary. I think it showed his mic moving again. I hope I'm not talking over him because it just probably sounds shitty on the recording if we're both talking. If the people that play back the recording can hear us both talking over each other, that would be very bad. I guess not. So anyway, let's just start a side conversation. So the main topic of today was God. Listen, we're not disputing if he exists or not. We're disputing why do people automatically assume he's benevolent? Why do people automatically assume he's a good guy?
yeah, it
And
even
that,
says in the Bible that God is a jealous God, right?
Yeah, so I always say if you're the omnipotent, omnipowerful, all powerful God, why do you have to get jealous if you're all powerful? That doesn't make any
Exactly.
sense. So
Or
you
if you
can't
know that everything's gonna happen before it happens, why are kids getting molested and all this other shit? You know what I mean?
exactly. And why would but listen, if you know what's gonna happen before it happens, why are you gonna get jealous? It doesn't make sense.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And
that
what are you
can't
gonna
that
throw out Lucifer
Because
just because he's beautiful? You
that's
know?
not God. That's not God in the Bible. It's
Exactly.
Anunnaki. It's an Anunnaki God. You
wait,
know.
wait, wait, wait. Does the word Anunnaki appear in any Bible? Does anyone have the Anunnaki, the word used in the Bible? Because I've
Well,
never heard of
because
that. This is a new revelation
Nah,
here.
that's
It
not
isn't.
true.
It isn't.
Yeah,
No, it isn't.
that's
you're watching
facts.
the
It
mommy
is,
too much, huh?
I don't know if it's in the King James Bible, but it is in some older texts and also the Sumerian tablets, which the Bible, it predates the Bible that uses the term Anunnaki or some other term. I'm not the expert, but I read a
Yeah,
lot.
Isn't it
and listen,
Egyptian?
there's plenty of texts that predate the Bible and all these holy books. That's why when people try to treat it as secular history, you lose me because it isn't secular history. Because how could it be secular history if it's based on earlier scripts and it's plagiarized? It can't be the truth. It has to be mixed with lies. It's not historical at all.
Of
People say,
course.
"Oh, there's historical evidence that proves that." No, you have no proof. You're going by what other men say. Other men that have agendas. The
Yeah,
Bible was rewritten in
exactly.
the early 1900s.
And
So
actually, back in the day, the Pope was the only one allowed to read it, right? And then King James got all fucking pissed, so he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna freaking have my shit," you know.
That's
So he freaking had his written, and then he threw in his shit into it. You know what I mean? That's where you get the King James version, all this other crap, and they all
yeah.
twisted it all up and all that good stuff.
Oh, no,
And this is
I
a very
definitely
sensitive
agree
topic for most people because a lot of people get triggered.
with
Because listen, think about it this way. This is why people get triggered. Imagine spending 40 years of your life, 50 years of your life, 60 years of your life believing in something that was a complete lie. So a lot of people, they have to double down on it. Even they know, like, hey, this guy might be right, but I have to double down because I have to justify my 60 years of believing in a lie. That I was that stupid. But you know,
Dude,
it is what it is.
I used to throw my mom's Bible verses right back at her and shit. Like, she would get so mad.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you can use the actual scripts that they believe in themselves. Most people are fucking hypocrites. They don't even follow the command. They don't follow their own commandments. They don't even. They don't even believe. They having sex before marriage. They don't even believe in it. So clearly, they must think their own
Stuck in
God's
a
a bitch.
program.
They don't even take their own God seriously to even do anything.
Some of the worst people I've ever met were in church, you know?
Yeah, I think Gary, can you hear
No,
me?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
You know,
there he is. There he is.
one of the funniest things about religion is when I go to ask black people who are Christians, and I literally go up to them, I ask them, like, listen, you're all Black Lives Matter, you're all down with the white man and everything, but why are you still using the slave master's religion? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you do understand that the missionaries, who were teaching you all that stuff were basically your slave masters, right? Oh,
They had voodoo.
you talk about people getting angry. Oh, she was fucking sounding like a little demon afterwards. But it is what it is.
All right,
You know.
Gary's back,
That's messed up to
everybody.
put it that way, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So Gary's back, everyone. People have been waiting for Gary to come
Yeah,
back.
those fucking missionaries were going all over the world in the 1800s, spreading the gospel. Fucking
They're like tumbleweeds.
no different than communists sending whores all over the world to fucking get votes. No different. Both selling false hope.
Actually, there was one time these Mormon dudes on bikes came over and helped me move. They were really cool. Like they were picking up all the heavy shit. It was really nice.
Yeah,
That was the
I
only
think
time that I liked the Mormons.
Yeah, there was another reason they were helping you. It was not because they were trying to convert you to Mormonism. You know, because people have ulterior motives. Like, oh, I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart. Like, really? And anyway, let's see. Anchor, go ahead.
Yo, Gary, I'm smoking a joint at the Leo right now. So,
What's going on, brother?
I got a question relating to the topic. Why haven't the Rothschilds, the elite group that controls the money, the power, the Vatican, all these different structures that the elites have, why hasn't God or the Matrix been, I guess, came down on them hard?
For what reason?
When you say that we're all kind of just plebs in the middle class, and we have to always get hit with all this kind of the laws of the Matrix, how have the people in power been able to keep themselves in power for such a long time, and why haven't they got hit?
The people in power got hit. I mean, I think it was 12 years ago in Norway. A bunch of elitist kids got killed by a whole bunch of gunmen. Yeah, it was 2011. Yeah, it makes sense. The shooting. A whole bunch of elite kids got killed. Some of those kids probably would have been prime ministers and, senators and all that good stuff. So yeah, the elite take their bumps, but no one. They don't just make it public. You understand?
Got it.
How's everything going down there, brother?
It's going good. I'm gonna come down to Miami next month.
I'll definitely catch you here. I missed you in Vegas, but I'll get you here.
Yes, sir.
Everything else good?
Yup, business is picking back up. I've been working with Thor. We've been working on some GG33 connections as well to get in the real estate game. So
He's a useful individual.
He's building that network up for sure.
Yeah, he's a useful individual, and oxes and rats do their thing, right?
You already know.
I already know, brother. Anyways, man, hit me up when you're coming down to Miami.
For sure, I got you.
All right. Oh, by the way, so this man owns a hotel, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
And when you came to stay, you brought I'm not gonna name the name, but if you give me permission, the name. I won't name the name.
No, don't name the name.
This dude I brought
NBA player. I brought NBA players to your hotel to smoke weed with you.
Yeah, in my damn room with the no smoking policy.
This man owns a hotel. It's called the Leo Connection. Go down there. It's a really nice hotel for the place that it's in. He's really done some really good work on it, and I mean, my room had a jacuzzi. Real nice fucking place. Anyways, I call him ahead of time, like a day ahead of time. Whenever I was going, when I lived in Cleveland, I used to travel to Detroit sometimes. So I call him ahead of time, be like, "Yo, need a room, and I need to smoke." But he has a non-smoking hotel, but it doesn't really matter because he's the boss. So before I come, they literally take the window off. They literally take the window off so I can fucking smoke it there. So I call him up around like 11 something. I'm like, "Yo, why don't you come by your hotel?" He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Man, just come on by, man." He opens the door and he sees a member of the Detroit Pistons there. And he's smoking a blunt with the Pistons player in his hotel. Tell me that wasn't one of the coolest things you ever done.
That was some real gangster shit.
But did you charge
Especially
him the
like,
$250 for smoking?
hell no.
No, man, what are you talking about? You smoking the shit with me?
Just messing with you.
I'd have to tell the
No.
staff. Yeah,
So
it's
I
all
have officially smoked weed with about 5 NBA teams.
Hey Gary, just real quick, I'm about to get in the car, so if I drop out, that's the reason why. But I should, it should stay. The connection should stick. I should still be up here.
So you starting that podcast in July with the NBA players?
Yeah, everything should be done party time in July. That's usually when they do it. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to outdo Fresh and Fit. I'm gonna try to have NBA players come out with their broads and just do it that way instead of just some nobody women. I'm gonna bring some women who are connected with NBA players, and that's how I'm gonna go after Fresh and Fit.
Well, if you have some single NBA players, just send them my way.
Look at you.
Like, for real, though.
Look at you.
She trying to get that.
Listen. The competition for NBA players is very, very high.
Oh, wait, but I'm not a broke bitch. You know what I mean? I got my own. I just want dick.
Yeah, I got you, man. But let me ask you something. Do you think an NBA player is interested in the fact that you have money or not?
No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm not a gold digger.
Yeah, I got you, but
She
when it
want
comes
that baby.
when it comes to NBA players, they're literally taught as rookies to watch out for groupies, watch out, and they still fuck up.
Oh, I know, dude. When they were doing the summer, whatever it is out here in Vegas, like, dude, I was on Tinder at the time. So many of these motherfuckers were like hitting me up. It was crazy.
Yeah, Vegas. I got to be in Vegas in July anyway for summer league. So, yeah, I know exactly what goes on in summer league, man. I've had some NBA prospects, all sorts of stuff come by, and they're with one woman at the start of the day, with another one at the end of the day.
Yeah, the dude from Vegas.
And like you literally have to be like a dime piece. And if you don't look like a 10, you better like have a body of a 10, because the competition for these people are so fucking high. It's ridiculous. Like, I literally make more than some NBA players.
Dude, the one dude from the Gators, the major player from the Gators last year, he slid into my thing on Tinder, and I was like, man, this guy is so full of himself. Why is he acting like this? And I was just kind of being a dick to him, and then he ended up blocking me or whatever. But then I looked him up, and I was like, oh shit, he's like the #1 player. It was pretty funny.
Well, I mean, if they're hitting you up, that means you're doing something right.
Yeah, her bio says "whole life till I die."
That was a cabbage.
Hey, that's definitely what you're gonna get the response then to.
No, this is on Tinder, not on Twitter.
What exactly is Tinder?
It's a dating app, Gary. Some people swipe left or swipe right. What I was telling you about, when you have these, you can swipe left or swipe right on who you like. So if you don't like somebody, you swipe left. If you like them, you swipe right. And if they swipe right as well, it's a match.
It's basically a Bitly link to your OnlyFans account.
I don't have an OnlyFans, but let's try, boo.
Yeah, some of these women making fucking sick money. There's this one broad that's making like fucking 30 million a month on OnlyFans. Like what the
I want to get in on that feet pick money. You know what I mean? Like I'll do that. That'll do.
Man, it's shit. No one's trying to buy your feet, hon. They're trying to see everything.
You don't
They
even know.
they want to know what's under the hood, girl. They ain't interested in the feet. Maybe a couple of Pisces might like try to be like, oh, girl, send me some feet pictures. You got sick fucks everywhere.
I'm telling you, like I've met so many dudes with like foot fetishes. It's not even funny.
Foot fetishes?
Yeah.
Like, what do they want you to do? Like, suck your toes or something?
Dude, like there's one dude. Okay, when I went to New York last year for the end of summer vacation, that me and my daughter do. But anyways, we were out there and I didn't realize that Tinder they basically change your location for wherever you are. But I had all these New York dudes hitting me up, and then this one fool, he was really hot. So I was like, all right, fuck it, we'll meet at the bar, at the hotel. So we met up, and this fool had the biggest fucking foot fetish of my life. He wanted me to do some weird shit. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, dude. But yeah, like he wanted me. I don't even want to describe it. It was fucking weird.
I always thought like I was a little strange with whatever fetishes I had, and then I got to realize, man, it's the rest of these motherfuckers that are fucked up. I'm like normal.
Yeah, like this dude wanted me. I don't even know how to describe it.
Are we talking about the Matrix?
We're moving all over, bro. We're like a woman, we're here and there with the conversation.
Yeah, Gary, how long do you think you'll have this one up? You gonna be going for another 8 hours?
Let's do another 10 minutes and fuck it, man. We put in enough work today, man. But all right, let's get a few more people in. We keep this girl on. She seems like she's entertaining. Who are we talking to next?
All right, up next, we're gonna go with Laura Blanco. Did you get a chance to talk to Gary yet? I don't think you did.
No, I have not. But I have a really good question, or two-part question, basically. Because I was raised Christian, in the church. I heard a lot of stories about Christ, and one that stuck to me as benevolence. The meaning of benevolence was a story of David. David slaying Goliath. If somebody comes for your people as a man, you fight. That's benevolence. You fight. And
No,
second,
that's not benevolence. That's courage. That's leadership. Benevolence is something completely different. Benevolence is what Augustus Caesar was. Benevolence was a person who had all the power in the world, and he didn't use it. And the power he did use, he tried to use to help people. So there's, being a good soldier. Like for instance, Michael Jordan was a fabulous basketball player. He sucks as an owner. You have many people in the world who are very good at one thing, but not so good at the other. So while someone can be a great leader and, stand up for someone and be a great fighter and, stand up for someone, that doesn't make them benevolent, my friend.
But that's still more than being a coward, right? Or being a soldier.
Of course.
Does that mean when you're just like lovable or something? I don't like happy or some shit. I don't know. Let me Google this.
No. Benevolent is when, say you can basically dominate the world any way you want, and you still decide to help people, and you still decide to do good things. Like for instance, say you're the president of the United States, and you can steal billions of dollars every year. Instead, you don't steal that money, and you go out there and you help people with it. That's benevolent.
Yeah, I just Googled it. It says well-meaning and kind. Yeah, so you're right.
I'm not sure.
But isn't that the biggest
That's the exact one I would do it.
Choosing not to be a coward so that you can be.
Yeah, but choosing not to be a coward makes you, a person who has courage. That doesn't make you benevolent, my friend.
Yeah,
I don't think you're understanding the meaning.
Maybe you're right. But I just mean like if you yeah. Well, what is benevolent then? Because if you're using the power to have courage to put your soul out there, if that's not doing good, I think that's the meaning of good. It's not.
Man, you got some courageous people who are evil too.
Yeah, but isn't that not better than being just a slave to the Matrix? I think that being a slave is the biggest.
But that's not what we're debating, my friend. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said, except with the definition you're giving for benevolent. That's it.
No. Okay, then we agreed too much to argue because I learned so much from you, man.
I
I was
know.
really
See, that's the
hoping to get
problem
more.
when I have a space, dude. And then people don't want to argue. And if they do, they're fucking trolls. No one wants to have her like, you think Sartain would ever come in here? Yeah, right, dude. No,
Yeah, sorry.
Rolo would never come in here. I've been telling these people, yo, let's do these battles on spaces. Oh, if I could build your accounts, what is wrong? Nope, 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 nope. So, again, I guess one ass whooping was enough.
Yo, you whoop those guys' ass to another planet, man. These guys want to be business entrepreneurs, numerology guys, schools them. They were debating, they were
This guy
arguing.
said to me, I would never bring my girl around you. That's checkmate. You just
Yeah.
checkmated yourself, dude.
Have some confidence. Like, what the fuck?
Like, you want to bring your girl around me not because you think I'm better looking or I have more money, but you think my mouthpiece is that good. I'm like, okay,
Remember,
dude.
he's technically subconsciously calling his girl stupid because she believes in this stuff. Basically, if you
Of
really think
course.
about
Calling you benevolent.
Yeah, he gotta have her on a leash.
Yeah, and by the way, man, that video where she just dogged him, they were
Bro,
holding hands underneath the table, and then she just straight up checks him, and he looks at her, takes his hand away, and says, "Babe,
Is
are
she in a
you?"
hat?
I wouldn't say she. She's probably like an 8 or something. I mean, she's not ugly, but the problem is you don't know how much makeup this woman is wearing. I mean, makeup is modern day magic. I've seen
yeah.
some ugly woman turn into some shit you want to take home to mom after some makeup. You know, yeah. I don't.
Yeah, mom's a freak, huh?
I've always told a girl, my wife, never wear makeup. And the reason I told that is because you're a natural beauty, man. And that's what other women need. You know, like the same way I tell them, I don't need Viagra. That's what other men need. You don't need you don't need makeup. You know.
Like, you don't need makeup, but I don't need Viagra. He's like, now go put on the concealer and grab my pills. Just kidding.
Nah, I've never taken anything like that in my life, man. Trust me. The 5 life path would not be happy if that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm a 5, so I can relate.
Hey Gary, I got a question,
If
man.
I can ask one more thing. Just a quick question.
Closing out, guys. 10 minutes left. Gary just said it, so let's just wrap it up.
One more question. My Saturn is in Taurus, and my Jupiter is in Ram. Do you have some quick tips to make money? I'm also born on the A3 life path.
The advice I give everyone is the one I already released to the world. Go out there and price all your products in eights, just the same way GG33 does. Go to my website. Everything's in the 8. Whether it be 188, 1 plus 8 plus 8 equals 17, 1 and 7 is 8, or whatever I'm selling, it's the 8. That's the advice I would give you.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for
You're
your time.
welcome, brother. Of
Keep at it,
course.
man.
See, so it's a lot of very kind people out there, and that's wonderful. People are actually gravitating toward. But here's the thing. It's this year people are into this stuff. Next year it's going to subside because you see the NPCs are now into numerology and astrology as well because they go with the energy. Next year they won't be, but you people with the souls, keep at it. Just keep at it.
Yo,
Like
Gary,
yeah. What's up?
I was trying to talk about the benevolent thing. I definitely got a debate about that.
Okay, well we got 5 minutes, man. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm learning from the perspective that everybody, from everything in perception, is a perception of God. The oneness concept, basically meaning that that everything is an entity at the end of the day, whether it's because it's a perception of consciousness.
Keep going.
So basically, I'm meaning that depending on your perception of reality, because perception makes your reality. that if you want to be loving and benevolent, that's your choice, and your environment has you choose your auric field and your environment around it with your auric field.
So, what if you're conscious? What if you want to assume there's more than two genders? Can you do that or not?
What'd you say?
Can you, with your consciousness, could you assume there's more than two genders? Could you hack the matrix and
And
be,
in
hey, there's more
nature,
than two
is
genders?
there animals that have more than two genders? Yes.
No,
But
this
Yes,
guy
there
right here.
is.
he's benevolent.
I believe frogs might, but I mean, what do you want to compare humans to fucking frogs?
No, I'm not comparing you to that, but I'm saying that again, that in the consciousness perspective, that everything has consciousness at the end of the day. Because
What the fuck?
yeah, everything.
How does that prove that God is benevolent?
Because that's your own perception of it. At the end of the day, it's your perception of it.
But that still doesn't.
If you believe God is not benevolent, that's your perception of God. God is still everything and everything you can see and not see.
So you're telling me you're telling me perception is reality then?
No, he's saying like for each person, that's their reality. You know. Like,
Yeah, a lot of
other people.
say this.
My friend, that's not how reality works.
No, I'm saying you're
Hold on,
your
hold on.
reality.
You had your chance to speak. Hold on. Kat, what is 1 + 1?
It's 2.
Okay, what is 1 + 1, sir?
It is 2, but that
Okay,
doesn't mean that God is
again,
reality as
you
well.
guys are in the same reality. You can go out there and say, well, my perception says 1 + 1 is 3. My belief system says it's that way, and every fiber in my bone says that. What are we supposed to do? Believe that?
No, because it doesn't matter what you perceive. You could be wrong. It's still reality.
All right. Okay, even going with that, what you're on right now, you're using a phone, you're using your brain to broadcast thought, which is your
How
reality
does
to
that
this
prove that
manifestation.
God is benevolent?
Well,
I'm
I'll tell
saying it's
you.
your perception of God.
Reality is that Smile Now Cry Later has a question though.
No, the reality is we're playing taxes to pedophiles. Reality is pedophiles are on top in a lot of different ways. That's not
Burn all the
anybody's perception.
pedophiles.
That's the truth.
I'm on
So
that type of
wait a minute.
time.
So
I
wait a
get
minute.
it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I perceive that's good, so you tell me that's good if I perceive it as good?
Well, I can
No,
definitely
God
talk
no.
about burning pedophiles and still
Yeah. So
believe.
wait. So Ski, if you perceive that as good, that means it's good, right?
No.
That's what you're saying essentially.
That's you for
Lot of
you
people
to
on Twitter
determine.
Spaces. A lot of these Twitter Spaces
I'm
hosts,
gonna say
they
yes
always use
because for
perception like
me
you're saying something deep. Go ahead.
for
I
me,
think he only meant that for God, I guess, essentially.
Yeah, but
no, God is everything. God is not has no
But
bounds and
that's
no.
that's
I
your
can't bound
belief, you
God.
know.
but you can't prove that
But
God
you
is
have
everything
no
either.
evidence. You have no proof of that.
You're a
All you're
conscious
saying
being. That's the evidence I have.
that's not evidence that
It
he's here.
is. You're a being.
How it?
You're a being.
No, no, no,
You
no,
can't.
no.
You can't. You have a
I've
soul,
already,
right?
I've already said that they fucking suck our energy. They suck our emotional energy. So that's the reason we're
Therefore,
here.
that's just parasitic.
He's a
That's a
hologram.
parasitic relationship. If you're going by nature laws,
Parasitic relationship. It's one sided.
you don't have to. You don't have to be in a
So
relationship. That's your
how is this
choice.
benevolent if it's a parasitic relationship?
That's
How
your
the?
choice.
What
You
do you
don't
mean
have
it's
to.
my choice? I didn't have any choice to come here. Neither did you. I didn't have any choice to
We
be put in
actually
this
do.
fucking.
If you get
No,
to a
I
certain
didn't have any choice to
when you
become in
get
this
to a certain
energetic
energy of
prison.
cultivation of spiritual energy, you realize you do have
You
that
can't
power.
prove anything you're
What the
saying at all.
hell?
You
I
can't.
can.
You
Word,
can't
it's
prove
law.
anything.
It's law
Gary,
of attraction. Listen, it's
I
law
can.
of
where's the
attraction, word
science?
salad.
Where's the science?
It's
Well, you
law
can
of
study the
attraction, word
science
salad. The
of the rainbow
universe and
body
perception. They
phenomenon.
all say the same thing. Law of
I'm
attraction,
not
your
talking about the same thing. You can
vibration.
study
It's
the
all
science
about
of
your
remote viewing.
perception.
You
Like
can study the
really,
science about past lives. You can study this
you
stuff.
can't prove anything you're saying, Ski. You can't prove a
Yes,
single
I
damn thing
can.
you're saying.
The
No, you
CIA
can't. You
proving
haven't.
remote
You
viewing
haven't
is
done.
real.
You've
So there's a lot of
spoken
other
for
things
20
that
minutes and haven't said
What
shit.
does remote viewing have to do with God being
Who
benevolent?
the hell brought
all
benevolent
right.
into this
So
shit?
look. So now, if we were remote viewing and stuff, so now come to terms of this. So now, if I see a door in the astral plane, how is this not an actual conscious entity, just as me?
Again,
Everything is
That
consciousness.
has
doesn't
nothing to do
prove
with
that God is
anything.
benevolent.
But that's your perception of it because you're God as
That's not my
well. You have a
perception of
soul. You're
anything.
God. Every
That's a
Have you
fact.
met God?
every animate and inanimate object
Brother,
is a
just
perception
because
of
I
God.
can breathe doesn't mean that I have to thank God for that.
You don't have to thank God. You thank yourself for breathing,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's God. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can't prove that God, Ski.
Oh my
I
Oh
can
my
prove
God.
that's
God, you
God.
guys.
All right, can we move
He
on
has
to
no proof.
somebody else?
Zero
Okay,
Oh,
proof.
actually, we
okay.
already know it.
That's good, man. Listen, um, yeah, what you're saying would not hold up in the court of law for 2 seconds. Okay, you have to make arguments not so you can convince yourself, my friend. You have to be able to convince other people. And what you are saying right now is not convincing anyone. And this
Can't
is
change
just
the
the
world unless
reality
you
of the
change yourself.
situation.
Is that
He's
not
giving me a
God?
headache.
Getting a headache because I'm tapping into them frequencies. You know how that
Nah,
works.
boo.
Yeah,
Give me a
he
headache too.
Tapping
Gary,
into
he
the
done
frequencies, the
he
universe, and the law of attraction.
he
The
I
all
ain't
the
smoked
talk.
too
I didn't
vibrations and
say
the
that one
perceptions.
bit. You talking about
Oh
something I did
my
not say.
gosh, the
No, no,
perception.
no, no.
I perceive it.
Listen.
Energies.
It's one thing to be good at arguing. It's another thing to be good at actually convincing people that you're right. You got that arguing part down pretty well, my friend. Got to work on the other one.
he smoked too many Jeters, Gary.
I smoked a jeter during this fucking spaces. You don't see me fucking up.
Yeah, but this is his first one, ever.
What do you?
Oh,
That's
how you
first
gonna
one
know
ever.
my life, Trish?
I don't know, but I
You
thought
don't
it, so
know
it must
me.
be
I don't
true,
know
right?
you.
But I thought it, so it must be
No,
true.
but Trish, that's your perception.
That is. That's the truth, though.
That's
And
just
I'm
your
just going.
perception.
That is the
Hey,
truth.
listen. Listen. There's more than two genders, or there isn't. Oh, it's just perception. It's all
No,
perception.
I didn't say there isn't
Hey,
though.
hey,
Is it not
Ski.
in
Hey,
nature?
hey,
I'm
hey, Ski.
saying
Hey, Ski. So,
humans.
Ski, if I
Humans.
shoot your mom in
If
the
you're
face,
talking
right?
about a
It's just your
human being,
perception that I did it, but I didn't do it because you didn't
is there
perceive it that way.
is there a natural born hermaphrodite? I haven't did the research to do it.
There
I haven't seen
is,
him in real
duh.
life.
That's a
Oh,
like
I don't
like
give
you.
a fuck. That has nothing to do with me.
it's just a
I'm a
large
male in the male
percentage.
body, so I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah, but it's not. This is your perception.
But the thing
People
is,
always
okay,
say
yeah,
this.
if you were born in a female body, what would your perception
It's
be?
the
You're a
best way to say
fucking
it. It's just your
female. Is that not
perception.
true?
It's just your perception.
Is that not true though? If you were born in a male body, aren't you have the perception of a male?
I don't know, man. I ain't no man.
It's all perception, guys. There's no facts. There's
I
no
mean,
reality.
all
Everything's
right.
just everybody's own personal perception. There's no reality.
I mean,
One plus one
reality
equals
depends on
three
your
in
level of
Ski's perception.
consciousness. And
So
It's
wait,
not
is
what's
Ski,
wrong, it's
if you
fact.
perceive that 1 + 1 = 3, would that be the truth? If you perceive it that way,
I'm talking about
there it is.
I'm
That told
talking
me
about
everything
in
I needed to know.
terms.
There it is.
Okay, I mean, if you
There's
want to.
reality. That's what I'm saying. You have to enter the
Okay,
reality.
I didn't say 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 though. That's
It
not
doesn't
the
equal
It
topic.
three
doesn't
I'm
now
not
matter.
because that's my
debating that.
You didn't
perception.
answer
I
either
get
way. You
numbers add
answer
up.
for me
I'm
by
not
not saying
debating that.
anything. You
I'm
already
not
confirmed it
debating
right
that. I'm
there.
debating
That's why
that.
you paused. That's why you paused for three
What do you
seconds.
mean? I didn't. That's not why I paused.
We don't
Everyone
think
heard you
that
pause.
is
Literally everyone.
Pause. Pause.
Pause, everyone. Pause.
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 It
Pause.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter though. That's not what I was talking about.
you're definitely on your heels right now.
He's all sweating.
Got him against the ropes.
Nah, you don't got me against the ropes. But still, what I was
Then
saying
why'd you
is again,
pause then if you're not against
We
the
get what you're
ropes?
God.
saying,
So
Steve.
God is a perception of
Nigga,
consciousness.
pause.
We get it. We
And
get it.
again, if
It's just
everything
perception,
is
guys.
God, so if everything
Guys,
is
the
God,
space is
Please
not
explain it
happening. We're just
again.
perceiving it's happening.
yeah, you are though. You are the perceiver. You are the soul. Are you the body or the soul?
He
That's the
These
relax.
question.
people,
Let her drink
these
some apple
people,
juice.
all
You're fine.
these copy and paste Twitter gurus with this perception and
I'm not
vibration and
copying and
energy
pasting.
shit.
I
Like,
do this
oh
real
my
work for
god,
real. I'm
law of
outside every day.
attraction, the universe, energy,
I'm doing this
vibration,
shit for real, bro.
perception,
Ah,
energy, vibration, perception, the universe, law of attraction, vibration.
Okay,
Gary,
benevolent.
what
we
is
need
numbers? Numbers have energy
GG33
and
UFC,
vibration. What are
man.
you talking about, bro?
I
Y'all got
tried, bro. I tried. Instead of, I wanted to get a warehouse. I wanted to fucking build a UFC cage in there. I tried, dude. These motherfuckers want insurance. They want all sorts of shit, dude. I'm like, I'm not going through this
You know
crap.
what would be a
You just do
good
it in the backyard.
idea? Gary, the good idea would be if you were able to set that up somehow, is get these trolls off of Twitter Spaces and just have them throw hands with the GG33
Oh, they
UFC
would
fighter.
never. Are you
I
kidding me,
swear to
dude?
God, bro. They
You
just be
kidding me?
coming here talking fucking crazy and shit.
Listen, bro. I have actually found and seen people who I had beefs with on Twitter in person. Nicest people in the world. These motherfuckers, they ain't trying to throw hands. They're trying to give you hugs.
I
You
would
know,
do that.
listen, man. These people are soft. I get like about 5 death threats a week. That's up from last year when it was about 3 a week. Again, man, most of these people are threats are as empty as a poor person's wallet. You know, come
You know
on, man.
why? You know why? It's because they have God in them, and then God is all loving. That's
Benevolent,
why.
Yeah, and yeah,
It's
no,
all
that's just your
benevolent.
perception, Anchor.
That's
That's just
just
your
Yep.
perception.
Oh,
I think
God,
we
okay.
will
God.
have to. It's been over 10 minutes at this point. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
I
Gary,
just running for a little bit wrong. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Anyone
anybody
got
else?
anything interesting to say?
Or we all fall asleep.
Did you say somebody's name is Rolo by chance?
Excuse me?
What did you say,
Like
Trish?
earlier, like way earlier. It was like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago before this guy went on a rant about his God and all that shit. You said something like Rolo or some shit like that.
Yeah, Rolo Tomaso.
Yeah, the rational male.
Oh yeah, dude, I have the nastiest Rolo story. There was this girl in cosmetology school one time, and she was eating Rolos, and there was freaking maggots in them. It was so disgusting.
Oh, yeah, that probably wouldn't be too pleasant. No, I wasn't talking about the candy. I was talking about the person.
No, I mean I know that, but I don't know why, but it reminded me of that.
All right.
You know, it just like shocks me how all these guys, all they want to do is bring a whole bunch of hoes in a podcast and start asking me questions and then fucking making themselves look good. I mean, what is the point of this shit?
Because they get none. They get none. That's why they got to make it look like they get some.
I don't understand these people who fucking buy these Lamborghinis and all this other stuff. I could fucking buy a Lamborghini tomorrow if I wanted one. I just don't understand why you would buy a car that breaks down at 30,000 miles, costs so much. Now, if you're going to buy a Rolls Royce, okay, I might get it. If you buy a bulletproof car, fuck, dude, you're the man. But, you know, these regular fucking...
A lot of value right when you drive it off the lot.
Excuse me?
Not to mention it loses a lot of value right when you drive it off the lot.
Yeah.
Lamborghinis are different. I don't know. Are they?
A Lamborghini, Ferrari, Aston Martin. These are not cars that anyone needs. I would be more interested in, a bulletproof freaking car. I would really rock one of those. But the rest of this shit, just like no reason to flex. Like absolutely, like I flex my NBA championship rings. Why? Because I earned that shit, and not too many people actually have them. If you're a so-called high value guy, and you're going out in the Lamborghini, I mean, what do you expect to pick up besides gold diggers?
True.
Yeah, Lamborghinis are not good cars, but why buy it? Why not lease it? Why not lease it? Why not own it? Just lease it. If you take it back, leasing is better, isn't it?
I mean, I lease in America. I own one home in America, but I lease in America. Overseas, I buy everything. Because in America, property taxes are fucking insane. Just like absolutely insane. Yet, yes, it is. And when you add it in with everything else, man, we are holding our fucking ankles. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers are paying $25,000 to doctors to get kids transgender surgeries. This is fucking ridiculous.
Where are you paying these taxes at? Because, like, I don't know.
Property, like, if you live in a $3 million home, you're probably you're paying about 50, 60K in property taxes a year.
Not even. It's like 13K in Vegas.
Well, yeah, you live in Vegas. That's different.
Are you talking about like Cali or something?
A different place in the country. That's one of the advantages of living in Vegas. But I like Vegas. I used to come from Cleveland and be like, wow, Vegas is cool. Look at all these lights. Man, now that I live in Miami and I went to Vegas, Vegas is a fucking dump.
It just depends on where you are. Like, there's more to Vegas than just the Strip.
Like what?
Well, if you have kids like I do, we do a lot of fun things.
I mean, listen, Summerlin is nice. If I was a local, I'd be going to Red Rock. That's probably the best casino out there for locals. It's also really nice. I mean, that's the nice part of Vegas, but I mean, besides the city, there's nothing else there. Like, no matter where you go, no matter what direction, there's nothing fucking else there.
What I love about Vegas is there's always something happening. You can always find something.
That was true pre-pandemic. That's not actually true anymore after the pandemic.
I promise you.
I can't even get food in my hotels after like 11 o'clock in Vegas.
Well, okay, well that sucks. But I'm telling you right now, like it's like I have fucking Beyonce tickets and I have Madonna tickets just this year alone. Like,
Oh yeah, I get it. You're going out there and like going to concerts and stuff like that. I don't do stuff like that. I mean,
why?
if I'm gonna take my girl anywhere, I'm gonna take her to a UFC fight. I'm not gonna fucking take her to some kind of fucking people lip singing.
Beyonce and Madonna.
Like, I mean, listen, Beyonce is nice to look at, and I love that song Halo, but I'm not gonna sit there and fucking listen to her sing it.
I don't know.
I'm not that Beyonce and Madonna.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, yeah, the main
satanic
whore in
bitch.
Hollywood.
Satanic bitch.
Nah, I just like to go to concerts. I'm a concert like junkie.
Yeah, I guess you whatever floats your boat. That's cool. But you know, you seem like you got your shit together. If you're living in Summerlin, you obviously got access to a couple of hours, so you're doing better than most. You know, at the end of the day, some people are really fucked up in this world.
Yeah, no, I get that. Maybe it's the ski guy's god doing it. You know.
That might be it. All right, let's go to Ozzy 80s. What's on your mind?
Yeah, my brother. I wanted to come to the bit about numbers regarding God.
Wait a second. Are you that bloke in the UK that?
Yes, it is. It's Ozzy. That is him, Gary. You guys
you're that son of a bitch that likes Kumar.
Son of a bitch, bro. I'm not a son of a bitch, and I don't like Kumar. I'm my own person. Kumar has nothing to do with me. He sells another shit. I'm not part of him.
Kumar sucks balls.
Why do you reckon I'm part of that guy? I'm not part of that Kumar guy. What are you saying? Anyway, my point was regarding, you know, when you was talking about God, right? Numbers, right? Say if I made a table. So I created a table. So before the one, there was nothing, wasn't it? So we've got to have a creator. Yeah? There's a creator that we have to have a sense of belief in. Anyway, further than that, GG was Gary, yeah, I know about you, about GG33. I do like what you're saying. So you say you're a millionaire, right? And I do make probably my business and all that is probably worth my properties and that. What I'm saying is, how is it to, like, why would I be on Twitter if I'm happy? What's the reason? What do you want to achieve? Because you said you got fuck Lamborghinis, you saying all of that shit, yeah? So what do you want to gain? What's your goal?
Man,
What's
what
your
is your
end game?
question, man? You're all
I'm
over the
so confused.
place. What the fuck are you saying, dog?
My perception's off.
no one here is atheist, by the way, just so Ozzy knows.
Yeah, but I don't know what the fuck he just said, bro.
No, that was earlier about the numbers. Regarding the numbers all lead back to the creator. That's when I came to request the mic. Because there's numbers. Yeah? Numbers, before the one, there was a zero, there was nothing. Yeah? So there has to be something to make something.
Well, you can't prove there was nothing. How can maybe it always existed? You can't prove it was nothing. You can't prove that.
Before one, there was zero.
It could have always existed.
The zero
The
means
human mind
nothing.
can't wrap their hand around that. What if it always existed? You can't prove it either way.
What about the negative numbers?
Yeah, the negative means nothing. Zero means negative. Negative. And it has to be one to make us. Or if I made a table, or if we made a table, we created the table, or the chair, or the car. We created it.
Maybe
So before
things
that, there was
lined up so
nothing.
perfectly, you know, and then
It was an
boom.
idea.
It has to have a sense of belonging, innit? We'll have a sense of, we've got to have something, like a creator. We can't just come from nothing.
Yeah, listen, no one's disputing that. No one here is saying that it doesn't exist. We're saying you can't prove he's benevolent. You can't prove that.
Yeah, the question was, is
question
God
was,
all loving?
is he all loving and all benevolent? You can't prove that. No one here can prove that.
Can you prove that he's not either?
You can't prove it either way. That's what I'm saying. You can't prove it.
All right, yeah.
I think we can prove that he's not, because look at all the crime and shit that happens around the world.
I get what you're saying. You can't prove it either way.
Yeah, you can't prove it.
I think
it's the middle path.
Go.
The middle path. I get you.
He came full circle.
What do you mean? What do you mean full circle, man? It didn't take you
No,
long, bro. It's
no,
middle
it's just
pass.
perception, man. It's not full circle.